dive right into this. I've got a lot of stuff I got to go over.
Die.
If
Dive right into
depending
this.
on how long this combat takes, we may end it shortly after because I need Folo to be able to talk for the next part. So, so we may end up just depending. We may end up having to close down just a little early tonight, depending on Folo's house's bedtime.
I only really get any issues after 10, and even then I can still talk to some degree. I just can't repeatedly talk loud like I want to at all times.
Yeah. I just figured I would just put that out there, just kind of letting people know like what's up, what's going on.
I don't imagine we'll take 3 hours for the rest of the combat, right?
You'd be
You underestimate my stupidity.
Yeah.
Llamas, you're the last one I'm afraid of. Please let that continue to be true.
No, llamas.
Don't underestimate me.
There is nothing you can draw that can extend the combat long enough.
Well, that's not true.
You think?
That's not true. There's
Never underestimate the party.
Look, if you summon more enemies, technically, combat as it was is over.
Well, that's true. Maybe new combat would start. We have better initiative.
The way that works is
Can I have a nap
Become
first?
Initiative 0.
The way that works is new combatants just roll initiative.
How about I just, guys? How about I just throw a bean on top of the pillar and we just hope for the best?
Do it. I don't see a reason not to do that.
That works for me.
Technically, it wouldn't do anything because you have to dig it and then put it in the dirt and then water it and then it happens.
We can see.
Water, spit on it, right?
Just piss on it.
Do you not see the literal rivers of bug bile?
Yeah, but that's not water and dirt.
It's water-based.
It is water-based.
Yeah, but I don't think that would... I don't think a healthy beanstalk would grow from that.
It might. If it's not healthy, it might kill the bugs.
Beanstalk is like one of your possibilities.
It's like the hardest possibility.
Dude, do we also get 1,000 skeleton warriors?
No,
damn it.
The beans. I think the other one is a mummy's tomb appears from wherever location.
Mummy Lord shows up.
Yeah.
Well, Mummy Lord doesn't show up. His tomb shows up, and then inside his lair, you can fight him. So we could do a boss fight inside of a boss fight.
Alternatively, he shows up in his lair. We could just not go in the lair and leave.
Or
additionally, you could summon 1d6 plus 6 shriekers.
Ooh, or you could summon like 1d6 pink frogs that whenever something touches it, it turns into a monster of the DM's choice.
Also, we could get a fountain. We could also get a fountain of beer. That's also a possibility.
Or we could get eggs that either poison you and decrease. What is it? It's like it poisons you for like an entire day or something, or it increases one stat permanently by 1.
I'm just gonna open the page. I know this exists now.
It's crazy. Okay, so we're gonna kind of jump into this. So, you guys started the fight last week. It didn't go super well. A lot of bad shit happened. Jocasta almost died. Cosma sacrificed his soul to keep Jocasta here
Jocasta did die.
Yeah. And Cosma exchanged his soul for Jocasta's, so Jocasta is technically here. Johanna, they are down right now because they took a gamble, having to make a Constitution saving throw in order to do an extra attack. They failed that con save. They're down. By the way, Folo, for you to get back up, someone has to heal you till your 50% health points.
That's a good thing I'm a wizard, huh?
Yeah. So someone needs to heal you for 5 before you can get back up. That changes depending on whenever you use that ability. We'll talk about that later because that's a sliding thing. It isn't, oh well, I'm at full health, I can just use this, and it's not good. It still will work. Just someone's going to have to literally either waste a spell, a healing spell, or a mana potion to get your ass up after your heart explodes. So we have that going on with you. And then the last thing that happened was Pavoni came all the fucking way around the room to help Bell out. He was immediately met with a couple of rays. He dipped, dived, and dashed, and he threw I think it was like a healing word or some shit like that onto Bell.
Healing word.
Bell healed up, and then right before anyone else is allowed to attack, he summoned 3. Or he drew 3. When he drew 3, 3 cards appeared. Now, that was out of the deck of many things. So I'm going to describe to everyone what happened. Why did your thing go away, Pavoni?
Oh, I disabled the effect. I
Oh,
thought
okay.
it wasn't active.
Okay, yeah, that was for testing. Okay, so out of the first card that he drew, this is what everyone that is alive saw. As he drew it in his hands, you saw it glow and dissipate, and in its place, kind of like, like a replicator, if you will, from bottom to top, you see this wooden handle start coming out of his talon. It goes up, it goes down just a little bit. It's not very long on the bottom end, but it starts going up to about 2 feet as it shimmers and it's light and it's glowing and it's materializing this wood all the way up to the top. It turns metal, and then you start seeing chains of, or links of chains drop down, drop down, drop down, drop down as they are being produced. And then at the end of them, as it does, this aura slowly starts creeping over and making a spherical shape. And as this spherical shape comes in and fully manifest, you now see that it is a flail, and at the end of it, there is a ball with symbols of the sun all over there, and a little faint smell aroma, if you will, of incense, and just a little bit of smoke in the center of it now fills his hand. The second card, into his hand, comes out, and you see it disappear, and you see his neck bulge out a little bit more, and his arms get a little bit stronger, and his strength literally, boom, imbues by 2. And then the last card goes up into the air, breaks in half, turns to gold, and rains down gems upon Pavoni. And that is the last thing that happened. He is literally standing in a just a mound of gems is what he is standing in. So
I am ankle deep in gemstones and jewelry.
With that being said, we still have the combat tracker up and alive. That was the end of Pavoni's turn. That was the end of Pavoni's turn. Now it's some beasties' turns.
He's sentimental. Maybe he'll take pity.
Yeah. Oop, hold up. That was weird. Sentinel target. Are you 10 feet away? Oh, he is. He's up. Okay. My bad. He is flying. I didn't see that he was flying over bells. So you will see him lower himself a little bit with his sword in hand and strike at Bell with his sword. Jesus Christ. Oh, I didn't change it. Jesus. It's cool. I didn't know that it did that. All right, so he strikes at Bell with his sword.
Jeff, we talked about this. You gotta roll us.
And as he strikes it, he gets a 17. He rolls fucking 9 piercing damage, 7 poison damage. As he strikes Bell, Bell puts out his hand and goes back unconscious. And, oh yeah, that's right. This boy's prone. He will do what he's been doing for the last minute of, or the last several rounds of combat. He'll take another bite out of Bell since he's back on the ground. So you will lose one death saving throw. He's biting Bell.
Yeah, but where?
On the arm, I'm assuming, is what he's been eating this entire time. All right, and then that's theirs. Jocasta. My bad. Johanna. Yeah. Johanna, you are unconscious, so you can look. Actually, roll me a d20. I'll say if you get a d20 on this one, you can get up.
It's gonna be a 4. I was close.
6. Awesome. Jocasta.
Am I also unconscious, or am I?
No, you're on death saves. You have 2 failed saves again.
Oh.
Oh right.
Jocasta's at double death fails.
Yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Save,
wow.
Saves.
Okay, there we go.
Yay! A 16! Thank God!
It's so bad. We only have a 55% chance of passing. Why are we so scared?
So, I thought you
We
were
have a
about.
100% chance of getting our asses kicked.
Yeah, on the last one. So basically, after Cosma gave their life, the creatures inside, because Jocasta wasn't evacuated out of the room until Cleric went and did it. Or no, Tall went and did it. But basically, the creatures attacked it. So the two failed death saves were from the creatures. Okay, Belle, can I have a death saving throw?
Yep.
Thank you.
Here it is.
Nice, a 19.
Again, God damn it.
My goodness.
Nice.
So close.
I have bad news.
No.
Lay it on me.
You're the only one in the room, big man. Oh, by the way, real quick, do me a favor. The card that you drew, I need to know the specifics. The weapon. Does it say that it materializes and automatically attunes to you or not?
Yes, it is in my hand, attuned, and I'm proficient.
Awesome. Please turn on your effect.
Will do so.
Awesome. Good. Anyone that actually, no one else besides Pavoni will see this, but basically, there's going to be several rays that come out at him. The first one will be the paralyzing ray, which he'll have to make a Constitution saving throw. He succeeds. Good job. This one is the most terrifying, as the next one is the only attack ray that these guys have, and it is the wounding ray. So
that's a 5.
That's a 5. Well, the other two will just hold their attack.
Do you have an inspiration?
Ooh,
nope, I used it to save Belle last time.
Does anyone have an inspiration?
Nope.
Oh, that's right, you did.
I do.
The other two, there is no one conscious within the room for them to do it, so they are going to hold theirs. Tall, you...
Oh my god.
Literally, you saw Pavoni come in,
Yeah.
you saw all this magical stuff, all these gems go off, and immediately you heard... And then you saw 2 rays go at Pavoni. One of them he took to the chest, no problem. The other one hit him, and he went boom, slapped down onto the ground.
And
With his last breath, Pavoni says, "Bitch."
I wish I had heals. I don't have any heals. But
did you not take one of the greater potions?
No.
Oh.
Belle has the greater
not
potion.
have it.
Oh, Belle has the other greater It's only an item interaction to get it off of them. With your movement.
Has like a healing ointment on her if you want to.
Oh yeah, Jocasta also has a healing ointment that is more powerful than a healing. It's literally 5. What is it specifically? It is 2d8 plus 2 hit points.
Well, that's better than the medicine check I was going to try and do on Jocasta to stabilize her.
Mm-hmm. So you can item interaction, just go down, take the jar.
Hopefully she doesn't mind. Exactly. I'm going to take that jar off of her and
then
try and
apply.
Use it on Jocasta.
All right, I'm going to transfer it from her inventory to your inventory.
Okay.
It should now be in your. It is in your inventory.
Yep.
Awesome. I'm going to delete it from yours, Jocasta.
And I will.
Damn, son! That's 13 healing. Jocasta is almost at full health.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Anything else? You do have mobility left. And a bonus action.
I do.
Did you lose concentration?
I shouldn't have.
No, you should still have your ether skip on.
Yep, I don't think.
I haven't gone down.
Yeah, let's say no. You're good to go. I don't know why it turned off, but you're fine. I'll remember for the next time. So you do have your ether skip still as your bonus action. You also have your cunning action. So.
All right, but I can't actually help anybody with either of those. Crap. All right. So instead,
unless you want to go be a distraction.
Yeah. At this point, I'd be the only live one in the room. Yeah. I think what I'll do is I will step into this corner, and then on my next turn, hopefully, be able to help out Pavoni.
All right, bonus action hide.
Yes.
All right, go ahead and roll me that stealth. I believe with a 26. Jesus Christ! Yeah, you are. Bonus action hide is like the rogue's equivalent to. Do you want fries with that?
Yes, please.
Bonus action hide, main action hide, movement action hide, free action hide.
Let's see. Let's see. Pain. It is now Pain's turn. Pain, what do you want to do? Oh, I don't
Just
know.
skip over me?
By him.
Oh, no, I did. Oh, that's what me and Tall both hit it. I am so sorry. It's Z's turn.
Look,
Z.
I'm just trying to run,
Oh.
okay? Just let me go.
Wait for her. She's got the tiny
All right.
eggs.
I'll stop hitting the
Right?
button.
No, it's fine. It's
Wait, can't you wild shape?
I can't anymore now.
Can I offer just a tinge of advice?
Go for it.
You are the only one in this room that could, or alive, that could potentially.
Yeah, I thought about going back in, okay?
I know. I would just like to let you know, between your fungal thing and the coin that you got from Portishar that allows any D20 roll you roll.
Be able to reach it even with the fungal thing in movement. I'd just be sitting in the open waiting to get close enough.
And there are 2 pharaohs with prepared actions.
Yep.
Yeah.
You wouldn't even make it out of the doorway.
I was just a suggestion.
Look, you've prepared a bunch of reactions over there, sir.
I have.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
For when people go into the room.
All right, I'm running.
All right. 30.
30.
Are you gonna use your potion to heal or no?
No, because I'm gonna use my action to double my movement speed, get there quicker.
Okay.
25 is 50, so I'd have another 20.
All right, there we go.
I'm almost there.
All right. That is you.
God, it sounds so sad.
So, Sellec's turn.
Cleric gets to roll a d20. Gets to make a death saving throw.
Is this his
Quote,
first or
unquote.
his second?
He
He
made
succeeded his
no, he's got 1 fail, 1 success.
Oh, he did fail his first. I wasn't. Okay.
1, 2. You guys are all touching him. We'll do a 1d3. Celic's 1, Pavoni's 2, Bella's 3. Celic it is. You'll see Pain look around. He opens up his maul. And he takes a bite out of Celic.
Doesn't that mean Selec's dead? Like, dead?
Nope. That's only 1 failed death save.
I thought melees and death range were auto crits.
No, he would technically he would have to. I mean, I could roll, but I haven't been rolling because I don't want to auto crit on one of you guys on accident.
Fair enough.
So we've just been doing bites where it's 1 death save, 1 failed. Because with the way I'm rolling, I'd have crit on a bitch and I'd have killed a lot quicker.
Fair enough.
Let the DM do his thing. All right, can I get a death saving throw from Pavoni?
You got it.
Go nat 20. Nope.
Come on, nat 20. Okay, that's a 10. That's a
10.
success. Oh, no. Let's see. We've got this guy. This guy's eating you already. Oh! Well, you lucked out. So I rolled a d20 to figure out what he was going to do. He is going to use his turn while his friend feasts upon you to come into this room. And he can't see tall. So he will come into this room and try to feast upon Jocasta. He takes out his sword as he walks in. Just to make
How
sure
is
I
that a
don't
feast?
crit.
Good God.
And he... And Jocasta is down again.
So is that 3 that saves or just 1?
No, you're just
No,
you're
that's
just
no death
unconscious. You're just unconscious. Again.
Okay.
Bell. You fail one more death saving throw as he bites you again.
Let's go.
Awesome. Perfect. Johanna,
Yeah.
give me a d20.
I'll go with 5.
Ooh, 10? You're getting up
What?
there. Can I have a death saving throw from Jocasta? Perfect. Save. Awesome. Death saving throw from Bell.
I'm
Awesome.
still alive.
Pharaohs do nothing besides besides sit there and hold action. Tall. It is you. You are in
All
a
right.
corner. This bug just came in. Actually, he's at 5 feet. He went down. This bug came in. And as soon as he rounded the corner, he saw the whites of Jocasta's eyes, attacked it. As you stand there, it does not notice you, as it looks like it's about to bend down and start feasting upon her.
Mm-hmm. And he's gonna get a shatter spike in the gut. I think.
Nice! Get him!
Yeah.
You roll with advantage? Oh, you don't need it?
Oh. Well, crit fish maybe.
I mean, he's dead,
No,
but
no,
go
if
ahead.
It's a good roll. You
Oh,
don't
he's
waste
dead. Oh.
I mean, so
right.
yeah.
Don't
Nice.
waste the natural.
Never
Do
mind.
you want to, or you want me to?
No, it's all good.
No, I mean, do you want me to describe what you do, or you want to, since you had this
Oh, absolutely. You can certainly describe it. I just went right for the gut.
kill? As he flew in and started to attack Jocasta, and he bent over to get it. You took your shatter spike. It's got this red glow radiant all over its blade as it looks like it's a molting, and you just right up through him, and you see that you crack in his entire skeleton, like his exoskeleton starts cracking as your blade goes in, and it burns and singes, and as you pull it out, it like cauterizes the wound, and he just falls to the ground limp. All right, anything else you'd like to do?
Well, I think it would be fortuitous to interact with a feature and shut the door
All right,
and bonus action hide.
bonus action hide. Go ahead.
I mean, yeah.
5 Pavoni.
I'm sorry. I wish I could do anything else.
Nat 20, baby. All right, go ahead.
God.
See.
I mean, I was right, but I'm.
Nothing can see you as you got through. As you close the door slowly, you just vanish into the shadow.
I'm running.
You hear coming down the hall, just do, like little
feet just off, fucking hoofing it.
just little feet hoofing it.
I'm on my way.
Salik, my boy, my man. Oh my god, you're at 2 death saves. All right, here we go. 12, he succeeds. Pain.
That's 2 and 2.
He's stable.
What?
Silic's. Oh, he's 2 and 2. I thought Silic was.
No, he's 2 and 2.
He's 2
Oh, I
and
thought he
2.
had 2 successes.
Hmm. One, two, three, 4.
Where's the 4?
Into the room. Because as he saw his friend go in there, he watched his comrade die, which is so his whole thing is protection. He actually hasn't gotten to do it yet. And because of that, it's like he looked up, he saw his friend die, and the door like slowly close. Actually, yeah, he's gonna go in there. That's 10. He'll have to squeeze for 1, 2, which is
I
difficult
just saw his
terrain.
token fucking disappear.
Yeah, it'll come back in a second.
No, it's underneath you.
Dude is fucking ninja bug.
Give him a second. For him to actually get in here, he's gonna have to dash
And speed.
because of how fat he is.
Man.
And he has to cut. So he has to drop 5 foot. So you feel a thump on the ground as he drops from his 5-foot flight onto the ground, and he hits the wall and boom, busts through the door, and he comes in whirling, looking around to see his dead comrade on the ground, and the only 2 people in the room that he can even see. Pavoni, that's saving throw.
That's a 9.
That's not good. That's a 1 and 1. 1 success, 1 fail.
Let's go. Take me out. Kill me. Do it.
Z, are you going the wrong way?
I'm directionally uncoordinated.
You want to go through the south door.
Fuck
The hallway you're in is too far away.
To the other room, yeah.
We're gonna act like Z knows where she's going.
So this last creature climbs on top of Bell and
Bell's dead.
and eats his heart.
Yeah, let's go.
No.
Jocasta, I mean, my bad. Johanna.
Can I fix my movement before you do that?
Oh, what do you mean fix it? Yeah, go ahead.
I took the wrong turn in Albuquerque.
Oh yeah, we'll get back there. It's fine.
Okay.
Oh, there's the fall.
Awesome. Jocasta, death saving throw.
Saving throw. Uh-oh.
That's 1 and 1. They will do their normal thing. Tall.
Oh, good God. All right. He doesn't know where I'm at.
He does not.
Jocasta, you're on one fail and 1 success.
Yeah.
Who,
Yes.
me?
No, Jocasta.
Jocasta. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is correct.
One
Okay.
fail and 1 success describes 2 of us.
Okay. You're also on. Oh man.
Mhm.
Who do I try and heal?
Mm-hmm.
All right. Crap. Bell isn't really dead, right?
What?
No,
I have
he's
seen-
dead.
Yeah, he ate my heart. I'm dead.
He's full dead.
Oh man.
You can't just fish it out of his guts and just put it back in.
Right? On. All right. All right. So, I did not mean to target myself. All right. Tall is going to scoot into the hallway and target Pavoni and do a nice ointment heal.
That's smart.
Do.
Yeah, you can just target him.
There it is. I thought, yeah, he is targeted. Okay.
Nice.
Well, it's better than nothing.
Yes.
All right, and then I'm gonna stay right where I'm at and bonus action hide again. I hope.
Unfortunately, you can't while you're in plain sight.
And
Oh,
you
I'm
are
in plain
sight of the
sight?
general right now.
Yeah, he is looking at. So as you walk over there, you did it all stealthily. Nothing else saw you.
Okay.
As you got the ointment and you started rubbing it, the scent of it as he looks down, you are sitting there, ointment upon hands, and he goes.
All right. All right, then in that case, I'm going to use my ether skip.
Yeah. You go ahead and just press it, so it can also get back onto your token. Nice.
Okay. Ether skip.
And skip away. Remember, you can just click wherever you want to go. And it'll just take you.
I don't know if that's... Nope, that's out of range. Okay. So what about here?
Nice.
Okay, yeah. All right.
Did you go tall?
I have good news and bad news. Actually, hold on.
I know, now the pharaohs can see me, right?
No. You're protected. They can't...
I'm protected?
You see how your target's all black and white? In that corner?
Yeah.
There's no light over there for them to see. You're just outside, like where that door is, like where Pavoni is. This is like their range. You are just outside of their range.
Well, awesome. All right, then.
Like they have a blind side up into a degree, and if you actually look at, if you like pulled back the room and looked at it, there is a radius between the edges of everything. Like it's kind of like something like that is their radius. Anyways.
Sweet. All right.
Wait, would that mean that we've been out of range?
No, you have been in range. All of you guys are. She is, because she went there into that back corner. She literally went from like that right here in front of you and just teleported through a fucking wall. She is still within it. She is still without.
All right.
Gotcha.
All right, then that's my turn.
Awesome. Let's move you back there, love.
20 feet, yeah.
You wanted to go. You should have been there. So this will give you an additional 20 feet. So we're gonna go there, and then you can do your thing.
Oh yeah.
All right, that's 20. As you walk into the room, you see one dead bug and a giant General Pain standing there menacingly.
Oh, fuck. I'm gonna point my staff at him and be like, "Hey, you're uglier than I remember."
Well, you tell him, girl. Fuck that guy. All right, she's gonna target him. I wonder what she's gonna do.
The buttons are hard.
That's okay. Oh, he can't use this for that. All right. So as it goes, you see a culmination of your fungals. You got a 17, which is a 22, but you only rolled 18 on your D6s, on your 66. Are you wanting to coin flip this?
I see, what, one passed out body?
Technically two.
Two.
Yeah. Johanna is... You see one passed out body, which is Jocasta, and then Johanna's just hyperventilating.
Like, I'm just assuming that the other ones are dead if he made it this far in.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You want to make a deal?
Yeah.
You got to say it.
I want to make a deal.
Awesome. So for you, and as Johanna looks over, she sees a coin glow within your pocket as you say that, and you hear the deal is made.
He's really dead, or he'll kill me. For doing this.
It's not even advantage. So what it did was, as your fungals went into him as he was screaming, that 17 roll is now a nat 20. And we get to roll 6 more d6, and he will take that as a critical damage. So he will take an additional 25 damage, which he is now bloodied, and I will let you know that he has exactly 33 hit points left.
I hope that was worth it.
Let me write it down as you have changed fate, and at some point fate will need to get its favor back.
Yeah. Z already knows.
But critical hit, whoa!
Did I use all my movement to get here?
You no, you
I think I have like.
so you used 20 to get here? I mean, if you wanted to, you could have stopped right here and that would have been 15.
Yeah.
Like you stopped and you just like threw up your fucking staff and like spores went all around and you saw that he was resisting it and you made the deal and it just went boom and got stronger and you just see fungal start popping all up through all of his fucking armor and stuff and he goes and you can tell that it's eating him from within.
Hearing him screech and just dead bodies all around, he's just gonna retreat back the way she came.
Okay, go ahead.
What? 15 left, right?
Yeah. Where's my notes?
I hope Pavoni's really dead, or he's gonna murder me.
It's true though.
Pavoni heard that since he was right outside the door behind the general.
Shit.
Oh, she knows. Like,
He
does not know.
Cleric is dead, and as you look over Pavoni, you see, as he was like blinking, gasping for his last bit of breath, his eyes had already started to turn red and glow, like he looked like he was starting to like yell and scream at you, but blood came up and choked him out, and he died. And he died going, Pavoni, you held out on me, you bitch. And he's like clasping for one of the gems that just fell beside him.
Pavoni just slowly, so that he doesn't alert the pharaohs, reaches out to Cleric and just puts a hand on the deck and says, looks like I can't always change fate. And just as he passes away.
Oh, thank you for fate. Appreciate that.
Pavoni's only last words to Cleric is, I'm sorry.
As you reach out
I tried my best
to touch him, and you say that heartfelt, do me a favor, roll me a perception check. It's a DC 12.
One moment. That's an 8.
Awesome. As you say that, your brother's eyes burst open brightly. Boom! Filled with anger, filled with hate, filled with rage. But he is back alive with 1 hit point. He's still prone, though.
Had to live long enough to hear you say you're sorry.
Something like that. Okay! Someone just came and fucked up the general.
He's coming for me.
That's 10. Oh, good. He can get in here.
How?
So large
Squeezing
creatures
rules.
can squeeze. It's just difficult terrain.
I used to be a bear one time.
Yes. It's because bears are large. It comes up when you have druids that wild shape.
Lame.
A lot.
But he does get to roll a disadvantage, so, keep that. So as he comes through here, you'll see him use his sword and reach around the corner and stab at you. Hold up, that's a disadvantage. Oh, it's a 12. Which is you're still alive. Calm down. So as he comes in and reaches, you see his sword go back and forth in the hallway, not being able to actually reach you, which I'm going to move him so you can. Look, the tokens don't really like to be seen like this. I'm just going to put it here for now. I know where he's at. He's back in the hallway. He's theoretically right in front of you.
Little tiny mushrooms come out and nip him.
Oh, you also have your Halo of Spores, don't you?
Yeah, I just did it. It's only 1 damage.
Oh, okay. You did it? Awesome. So yeah, he came out there and you just started swiping at you and you see his shield is there and he's mawing at you while fungals keep growing all over him. All right, awesome. Pavoni.
Here's the conundrum.
Yeah.
If I do anything that alerts the pharaohs, They're going to ray my ass.
They do be like that.
So my first action has to be something that either makes an impact or I can take a hit from the ray, or get out of range.
Can I suggest something?
Shoot.
Disengage, bonus action, use your weapon. In the room.
That's the thought.
With the downed people.
Well, it's not going to make a difference on Bell anymore.
No. No, it won't. But it could help Jocasta and Johanna to get 2 more people back into this fight.
Yeah, but then I have to go up around.
No, they're literally right in front of you.
That's what I mean.
Oh yeah, you don't have much movement either.
Can't you crawl?
Crawling it is at half speed.
You do have...
I only have 25 feet of ground movement.
Yeah, but that thing does have a radius to it.
I know. But I also don't want to get blasted by a pharaoh, so I can't stand up as my first action. I would literally have to combat roll into the hall to avoid.
No, it's action disengage, and then you just move as normal. Disengage. Oh well, no, my bad. I take that back because that only works when you for opportunity attacks. Yeah, you would have to like. You could. I would allow this a stealth check to get into the hall.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Like, my first move has to be something stealthy, because I can't do much from where I'm at.
Would you like...
The only other option I have is so I started blasting and scorching ray from prone, but I don't know if that triggers the reaction first. Those are literally my 2 options. Either combat roll into the hall to try to get people up on my next turn, or so I started blasting and try to take out pharaohs with 3 shots. Because firing from prone doesn't have disadvantage.
I'd also like to remind you that
wants to kill my ass.
I would also like to remind you that that dude that's sitting right over there is still alive.
Yep, I know.
That's okay. It's a lot of options. You have a lot of options, my guy. There's a lot of them. A lot of things to take in.
None of them good.
None of them are good.
Yeah.
Can I?
They're screwed.
Can I see the big bad general guy?
He's in the hall.
Where in the hall?
He is literally past. He's like to the right. He is in the hall, like literally in there to the right.
Yeah.
Fuck.
And so you could probably, if you can get into the doorway, he probably still couldn't see you from where he's at.
I also have 1 more use of Channel Divinity through the Amulet of the Devout.
I wouldn't risk the saves.
Hold on. Because he's squeezing, he also has advantage against attacks for him, right? Because he can't move.
Yes. So when you hit him, if somebody is squeezing, they have disadvantage on attack rolls, and you have advantage on attacks against them.
Here's what I'm thinking. I am going to need to get over into the hall. But I also can't risk triggering their reaction, so I think I have to make that stealth check.
Okay. Make me a stealth check. We are going to say, with everything that's going on, it is a DC 14 stealth.
I'm double
checking. Unless you can give me a reason for acrobatics or anything else.
My best check is actually insight or medicine. So if I try to make that check, it's
I don't know if you can
shot.
An insight. You know what? I would give an insight for you laying there, like watching their eyes. You've been hit by their ray several times. Like an insight to know when they blink. An insight to know when they blink, to know when you can move.
Fuck it, I'll take it.
Awesome. Give me an insight check, DC 14. Nat 20!
Yes!
Yeah, but you want all the death
Yes!
saves!
So as you're sitting there, as everything that's been going on, all this shit, your fucking bird's eye view has just been staring at them, and for a brief moment, you can see all of them as they blink simultaneously, and you know this is your chance to GTFO.
Can I also... This may be reaching, but is this only Pavoni, or can I grab Cleric and power roll back into the room using 10 feet of movement?
Yeah. You know, I'm cool with that. As he wakes, as he's like waking up and getting mad, you already have your hand on him, and you can see that he's starting to freak out. He's starting to turn into one of those curse things that you've dealt with Belle and Dave, and that you dealt with Jocasta. And as they all blink, I could see you grabbing him and just fucking combat rolling with him into the room. I'm okay with that. Do me a favor, real quick though, just so I to not incur any game abilities and not to make this even slower than what it is. Give me either an athletics, acrobatics check, your choice. DC, we'll call it a DC 12 since he, you know what, DC a 14 fucking gets it. You're good. You don't incur anything else.
All right, so I'm gonna move Pavoni 10 feet up. Bring Cleric with me. Just also throw him into the room.
Yeah. As you two just like tumble over each other, and as the last one, you fucking just like kind of throw him in between Jocasta, and he looks at you and goes, "You left the money behind, brother."
We'll get it. First, we live. If we can't spend it, it's not worth anything.
No brother of mine would talk like this.
A brother of
Gold
yours-
over life.
A brother of yours that grew up a bit. And Pavoni triggers the sensor.
Go ahead, press it as its bonus action.
Second,
And center it
here.
upon
What's it
yourself.
smell like?
You must target a token before roll. Oh, that's the attack roll. That's not the feature.
Yeah.
What's it
So
smell
for
like?
you, go to bonus actions. The cloud is what you're looking for.
Bonus action,
I have it as a cantrip. It's a spell. Don't worry about it.
Okay, it's under spells.
Yeah,
I
it's
got it.
Cloud of Incense. And you'll focus that on
Are
yourself.
you fucking kidding me?
So he reaches down and just Rasoul. Why did that
miss me?
It
It
didn't.
missed Jocasta.
It missed you. What?
It would have only hit Jocasta. It wouldn't have hit you anyways. Jocasta, it wouldn't have hit you anyways. Jocasta will heal for 4. Okay.
And
Target you. So basically, he reaches down with his hand, and you see a little flame goes from his ring to this incense ball, and it plumes, and the incense it hangs around. It doesn't do anything for like blinding, but for the next minute, anyone that is around him gets 1d4 healing.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter who, just anyone that's around him. It's basically healing.
Oh no. Enemies too?
And
Yep.
yes, it has it cares not. By the way,
I don't think
let me
I
move
have
this because I
enough
don't like
movement.
this.
Yeah. I don't think I have enough movement to stand up.
Awesome. That's it.
Didn't you only
Alright.
use half movement to get there?
I moved while
Oh,
dragging
I see. No,
someone.
I didn't notice. that
Oh,
for some reason.
you did that, but that's why you made the athletics check to make sure that didn't incur anything extra. Remember?
Yep.
So you can stand up if you'd like, or
Alright.
crawl.
I would like to stand up.
Where is the 10 point from? Or the 10-foot point from?
It's
From him.
centered on me.
So why doesn't that reach me?
Would you like me to
because
show
you're
you the
outside.
template again?
Yeah,
Yes.
You're
Sure.
Less than half your token is in it.
Yep. Only those parts get it.
I think you need to remove 3 hit points from me, Cleric.
I'm gonna do it for all of you. Don't worry.
Is that just an undo?
Yeah.
Yep.
I already did it. Don't worry about doing it. I did it on my end.
As a free action communication, as Pavoni stands up, he just holds out a talon to Cleric.
Closing the door, free action.
Yeah, you can close the door if you'd like. This thing is going to continue
Promise?
his
Oh, I'm not closing the door.
actually, everyone just kind of like got up as he looks back behind him, and he will use half his movement to stand and stop eating Bell. Don't get too excited. That's 10. Ooh, actually. And so he stands up, and you just see him kind of walk in the doorway.
Fuck off.
As he points his sword towards you, Pavoni. And you see it build up with electricity.
Fuck me.
And it goes boom like a fucking cannon.
Critical
But
failure.
it was a critical failure, and
What, does he have a seizure?
and he recoils with it, and he will take, with a critical failure, he will take damage from his own unstable mark. And as it goes off, he twitches, and in his head fucking he like shrinks into himself a little bit, and he's going to take 5 damage from his own unstable mark. Johanna, roll me a d20.
I fucking hate this place.
Yeah, well, it's the place that is. 3, nice.
I've been here. Technically, I've been standing in this room, in this entire area for 5 minutes total. Wait, no, it was 2 rounds of combat. Never mind, less than that.
Jocasta,
About 12 seconds.
for the
Damn.
first time in a long time, you are healed. But a lot has happened since the last time you were conscious. And you do not feel Cosma anymore. Make me a perception check. It's a DC 12.
Perception.
Phenomenal. With a 13, you get up and like you start feeling like you feel empty for the first time in a long time. And as you're feeling around, you see these golden scarabs all over the ground scattered. And as you blink at one of them, they remind you of your brother, and one of them stands up on its 2 hind legs and it waves at you. What do you react?
Jen?
As you say that, it shakes its head no, and then all of them, you see all the scarabs all at once lock hands together, and all of a sudden you are lifted up on this board. It's a golden, it looks like the wings of a golden scarab that you're kind of hovering on right now, and on the front of it is the golden face of Cosma, but his mouth is open and there's a speaker in it. And you are on the flying wings of Dio.
Is that good or bad? Is that another perception check?
If it's good or bad?
Ah.
Yeah, sure.
The Cosmo Burger, may I take your order?
Let's see, a 9. Let's with a 9. Is this your brother?
But he's still alive, so it couldn't be him.
Did his spirit get transferred?
She's gonna crouch down a little bit and whisper, "What are you?"
You hear out the speaker? I am Dio!
Oh no. How loud was that? Like loud enough to attract attention?
Yeah, it was out of a
That's
speaker.
bad. Oh no.
But with that, your guitar spells are all in there with it, and you can see in your inventory, I just named it Dio the Flying Broom, or Dio's Flying Broom. So you now have Dio the Flying, but it's basically scarab wings. Dio the Flying Broom and everything from your guitar, but it comes out of the speaker on the front of your board. Think of it like a surfboard that you're riding, but it flies.
Okay. Do I have a view of my surroundings? Do I see Johanna down and
Yeah, you
Pavoni
see Johanna, you see all of these people. You're on the board 5 foot up in the air.
Okay, Dio, let's see if I can make any use of you at all.
We got one beetle behind us, Jocasta.
This is bugging me.
All right, you can have inspiration, Johanna.
That wasn't me fishing for inspiration, but I'll
yeah,
take it.
but you got it. Oh, wait, hold on. Bell? Max, don't you have did you use your inspiration?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, shit.
To fail another save, I think.
I just remembered.
Did you not get a second one?
I just remember I used it.
All right, you can continue.
Just gonna shout out to Pavoni. Pavoni, I got 2 spells that might help us out here in this little tiny corner. Fog Cloud, she starts counting with her fingers, and Cure Wounds to pick her up again, pointing towards Johanna.
Well, we have 2 problems. We have 3 problems. We have a bug behind me. And Pavoni points out the door. That, the general's legs squirming in the hallway, and Johanna.
Okay. So maybe Johanna might be able to help us. I mean, possibly if she's up and can like swing around like she did earlier.
Oh, there's the inspiration button on the character sheet. How did I never find that before?
I don't know.
I mean, it's lit up now, which is why I found it now. But
yeah. Oh, I lit it up once I gave it to you.
Yeah.
We're not leaving folks behind.
Then let's get folks up, I guess. I'm assuming that implies
as Pavoni says that, he just stares down at Celic and still holds his hand out.
So that's flight speed 5 forward, 5 down. Then, come on, Dio, get me closer to that girl over there.
Yeah, you know, it'll get you over there. Flying 5 above is fine.
Okay.
You can reach everything below.
To drop well, has Cure Wounds. Oh lord. Cure Wounds.
Yeah. There you go.
Oh, thank God. Thank fuck.
Does that just takes you to 50% health? And as
can I use the remaining action that I got to like fly up to the roof?
Yeah, that's movement speed. You can use all that you want. So
Must go now.
As Johanna like reaches down, you feel like that energy course through you. You heal up a little bit, and your heart just slow doom, and you can finally move again. All right, Jocasta, how far up are you trying to go?
Oh, wait, how tall is the room?
About 100 foot.
100 feet? Oh, 100 feet.
Elevator going up.
All right, 100 foot.
Yeah, get me out of here.
Okay, you got it, boss. You're up 100 foot.
Arthur, though?
You really want to know?
Okay. We'll talk about it later.
Okay. You can thank your friend for that. We got rid of him. Alexandra's so nice. She said she met you.
Is that a deception to hide her tears?
You can't hide anything from Dio. You're connected on a spiritual level.
So that would be my turn, I think.
Yep, the Ferals are going to do what they do. Hall, it's your turn.
All right. I can just make out the corner of this guy, but I know that there's a corner, so I can't actually attack him.
Yeah, you can see him.
You
can see like his foot is what I mean.
Yeah.
You see his ass sticking out from behind the corner.
All right, so I will do an ether skip first.
Okay.
Yes. Okay.
All right.
And I'm going to. I have no idea if there's any.
It doesn't matter
if
with ether skip. It will pop you out 5 feet away in a clear area. That's fine.
Okay, I was gonna say if somebody's in the spot. Okay.
Yeah, you won't go into them. You'll just get popped out somewhere else.
Oh.
We'll just pop you out there.
Okay. Oh, all right.
Oh look, almost the whole group's back together.
Don't say that. That's so mean. Can I take off my unconscious state, by the way?
Yeah, go ahead.
Ether skip. Let's see. want to try and go.
Hey, what?
5, 10.
Oh, may I recommend getting the guy behind us?
So that's what I'm trying to do. I want to see him. So I can see him from where I'm at.
Yeah.
And I'm going to arrow at him.
Arrow him. Regular arrow? Remember, you can switch up your thing, but it's up to you.
That's exactly right.
Technically, from behind the other wall with your ether skip arrow, you could have just shot his ass.
I didn't even think of that.
Think about yeah.
All right. I'm gonna do a. No, I'm gonna do a regular arrow because he looks pretty hurt.
All right.
So yeah, regular arrow.
Shoot him.
My target is blocked by a wall.
All right, that's
move
fine.
up like
But I
5
can
feet.
see him.
Yeah,
I was
go
gonna say,
ahead.
but I can see him. Okay.
It's just the targeting with the game's mechanics. Your arrow doesn't quite make it. What about all your? I know that you took Squashbuckler, but I think that's a lot for like close combat, right? That isn't
exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
That's close combat.
I'm about to say
Yeah.
I don't know if any of that gives
Wait,
you
wasn't
an
Tall
advantage.
hidden?
When she ether skips and then like walks in front, it does away with it.
Ah, gotcha.
Yeah. All right. So then from where I'm at, I'm gonna step back into the corner, and I'm going to bonus action. Oh no, I can't bonus action hide, because I bonus action to skip.
Oh, yeah.
So
you sure did.
I will just So I'll just stay where I'm at.
God, I
and-
love
and
seeing
my turn.
perfect rogue play.
Nice. You'll see Cleric stand up and just brush himself off. What? Then we can hear you.
Okay, you skipped me again.
Oh, I did. God damn it.
Oh, I'm
Sorry, go ahead, Z.
Look, I have to pay attention.
Tall's the only one that does it, and I
have to forcefully.
No.
We stopped doing it.
I appreciate you doing it. Thank you.
It's like a
I
good
have-
habit, but Chef forgets.
I have to remind myself now not to end my turn.
I have to remind myself that it's fine. Go ahead, Z.
I, staring up at this ugly bastard, realize that I'm fucked, and I take my greater healing potion. Because I've been walking around with 1 HP.
Just chug in the face of death.
Yes.
He's got 32
Established
hit points.
dominance.
I mean, you could. What, you got anything? You got any big fuck you abilities?
It didn't give it to me. I clicked it, it went away, it just didn't give me my...
Did you target yourself?
Yes. I did good this time.
It was greater healing,
Yeah, greater healing.
which I believe is like, I think it's like 2d8.
I even used the hotbar like you told me to.
Greater
Maybe good.
healing is 44 plus 4. So I'll just do it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Plus 4. 13.
Oh, yeah.
So I'll just heal you real quick. Apply his healing. So you sit there and you look at him and you put up your finger like Archer and just go, give me a minute. And you chug it like brandy.
If
Chug
I
brandy?
disengage, can I dodge through his feet? Since I do have
Aren't
nimbleness?
Aren't you a small size?
I am.
So you don't incur an opportunity attack if you go through him. The problem is that he's large, squeezed into a hole. You cannot get by him because he is
for
large, squeezed.
Halfling nimbleness does not say anything about that, though.
We did this before with goblins when you were a bear, and I had to look it up. If a large creature is squeezing in an area like this, I don't even believe his allies can't even get by him.
Okay.
He basically acts as a full-on roadblock.
Yeah.
Do I hear
Does
the
he
other
try and
people in
climb
there?
over him?
You just heard Toll go, whoop,
All right.
or you heard an arrow, and you assume it's Toll.
Well, I assumed I heard like Pavoni. and
Oh
everybody
yeah, no, you know what
talking
you
or something
did
like that.
hear? You heard Jocasta's new thing go, I'm Dio.
That was very loud.
God, it's awful.
Are you guys alive over there? I've got his attention. Poke him in the butt. And I'm end my turn.
Halo of Spores?
I have one, and I'm assuming people are down still.
Okay.
I don't think I can do.
No,
anything.
actually.
Yeah.
Oh, you're all out. Ooh, rough. So
Pavoni is still holding out his talon to help Selleck up.
Well, actually, I can at least finger guns him.
Oh, finger guns?
Well, no, never mind. Never mind. That is an action.
That is an
He's
I learned
action.
my lesson. Yes.
Yeah.
I do. I'm doing better. Okay, no finger gun.
You could slap him on the ass and see if it startles him.
I'm gonna pick my nose and flick a booger at him.
Slap him on the ass, flea him like a horse.
Like a real halfling.
Can he turn around in this?
Yeah.
Technically, no.
Which way is he facing?
Technically, as far as D&D's concerned, yes is the answer to which way is he's facing.
I hate you.
It's like that.
Because it's too much to
I'm gonna
keep
stick a
track of.
mushroom on his ass.
This isn't 3.5 where we had directional combat.
That's because directional combat's suicide.
I have a mod for directional combat, but it's disgusting. No one wants that.
Alright.
You already have the numbers advantage, no.
So you see Selleck start to stand up as he brushes himself off, and he looks square in Pavoni's eyes. Everyone that can see Selleck, give me a perception check.
I can technically see Selleck.
Yeah, go ahead.
You know the downside about that?
I'm too busy watching the.
What the fuck? Where were these rolls last fucking week?
So that's a
Right.
nat 20 on your perception check there, Johanna. That's a
Level
nat
1
1
exhaustion,
for
so it is
tall. Yeah, it's still an 18.
What is this?
A nat 1 for Pavoni. So literally, Johanna is the only one that can see this,
No, the dead can see it too.
and the dead can see it. In another room. You know what? He's just hanging out. Let's be honest.
He's not going anywhere.
As you
Eternal rest.
As you see Selleck stand up, you can see that red fire within his eyes like the other ones. But because you, Johanna, has spent the last several hours in a comatose state with creatures that 100% resemble Selleck and the other ones that have been absorbed and that have been had this curse dust upon him, you can tell that he is beginning the transformation of being cursed himself. Much like this is like the beginning stages where you guys didn't get to see it with Dave, you guys didn't get to see it with Jocasta's brother. This is those beginning stages, and you feel a dread come over you, and you feel the same sensations that you felt when war went across the lands. You felt the same sensations that you did back when you used to have nightmares before you set out on this journey. And as Pavoni stands up, he looks at his brother. You're a fucking piece of shit, you know? I have done nothing but been nice to you, Pavoni. You have held out your money on me. You have held out your look at your fancy. I should have killed you in your crib when we were babies.
You had the chance once. I had the chance too. Neither of us took it.
I don't even.
I don't plan to die here today. And he just looks straight at him, and looks around to the group, even Johanna. I don't plan to leave anyone behind either. Maybe, just maybe, we'll see each other again and try to kill it and rip each other's throats out. But for now, Pavoni is just still holding out his talon. I don't plan to make this place my tomb.
Roll me a persuasion check with advantage.
One moment.
You're fucking kidding me.
19, baby. Nat 1 to 19.
He still rolled 2 1s in a row.
Fucking Christ. It was 2 1s in a row. Holy shit. Holy Jesus. He looks at you and his eyes squint a little.
This is probably the first genuine statement Pavoni has said to him in their lives.
I know. It's the general's turn now. We'll come back to that back at Celix. You guys are gonna have, by the way, you guys are about to have your little RP battle in the middle of battle. So have fun with that.
I think we're used to that.
Yeah. Oh, Z's here. Hey, Z.
Uh-oh.
What'd you say? He does start in your square. Go ahead. Do your thing.
I can't hear Z.
She said her reaction. He starts in my
across
square. He's gonna make his Constitution saving throw. He fails it. He will take his necrotic damage. And he got more spores. And he will look at you and once again try to attack you with his longsword. At disadvantage, of course. Ooh, an 11 misses, but just in case. It was 11 and a 24. So you got away scot-free. As he goes,
I'm down here, big ugly.
and then back to Pavoni.
Start of my turn, the sensor goes off.
Oh yeah, do it. Go ahead.
What does it smell like?
I keep hitting the condition. 1 second. Because it's under spells.
Yeah.
Senses are like incense bonus.
Mm-hmm.
I need to know the scent.
He doesn't even know the scent. What does it smell like, Pavoni?
Well, it smells like embers, like a campfire.
At the beginning of your turn, Cleric looks at you and goes, "What kind of bird have you become? Giving niceties to me. Caring for others. This is a birded bird will."
It is, but after my time in a haven, I grew rather attached to someone who I still plan to go back and save, if I can.
What has brought this upon? What drives you now, if not gold?
You know, I ask myself that question a lot. And I think for once, it is attachment. Maybe it's just because I like the person and want to do good for them. Pavoni says, still, like, grabbing at Celic's hand. I left and changed quite a lot. I left Portishaw behind on a bad deal. Granted, you were involved in that, so you know the whole story. But I guess it's finally time to stop kicking my own ass and move on.
Roll me persuasion with advantage again.
See?
If I see red, I swear to God.
Oof.
What the fuck?
So he stops and looks at you and goes, "That is not a reason. You cannot build a nest upon that, have a family. Popplecock." You have one success and one failure now.
You say that, but it's literally you against... Well, let me ask you this. If I wasn't here, who would be watching your back? Again, I'm not just doing this for the extra roll, it's just to set up RP.
He stops and he looks at you and goes, actually, roll me a persuasion with that one.
10's okay.
10's okay. He looks at you and goes, the only person who needs to have my back is no person at all. It is gold pressed coins. Pavoni, that's what we were raised upon. That is our whole family motto. You need no one but the coin in your pouch.
I see. Quick question. Could you step like 2 feet to your left?
Okay.
Oh, hold on. Pavoni's just walking past using my movement action on my turn.
Yeah, go ahead. You're good.
Come here, Celic. This way. Just stepping over books. So Pavoni can get a good look at General Payne. Pardon me for a moment. Holds the sensor, flicks out.
Hold on, we're in the moment. We're in the middle of something real quick. Hold on, guys.
Yeah, hold on.
Your battle can wait just a moment.
Takes the sensor, flicks out 3 feathers, and takes aim at General Payne with Scorching Ray. This is at advantage, correct?
Yeah. Is it advantage? Oh yeah, because of where he's at, it is advantage. By the way, just for all you guys to know, this is actually disgusting.
Second ray coming out.
Yep. Ooh, yep, 21 hits. Not 20. Go ahead and do me a favor, re-roll your 2d6 and 1d8.
If I hit the button, will it just crit damage it, or does it not work that way?
Yeah, you can just.
Oh, there it is.
Yeah, there you go. Awesome. He's gonna take that as damage. The second scorching. So as the first one goes off, he goes. And the second one, he gets ensnared in your new radiant. Everyone else sees basically the ball that's at the end of his sensor glows every time that he casts a spell. He no longer casts it from an amulet or from a ring. He now casts it from his weapon. And as he like holds it up over his head, it blasts out these rays of fire, and you just see in this hallway this giant of an ant just get blasted and heated, and guts go everywhere. Z's covered, you're covered.
Pavoni just looks towards Celic, still swinging the sensor, and says, "Celic, duck like Uncle Quackers."
And he does.
What?
And the final ray goes past him toward the guy in the hall.
All right.
Gonna miss, because I'm covered in guts.
Yeah.
You're paying for my dry cleaning fee.
Pavoni doesn't hear Z and just wipes the goo out of his eyes. End turn.
All right. Where are we sitting at now? I think we are at 1 6.
Oh, that guy.
2 success, 1 failure. All right. Oh wait, hold on. You got a 10 on that one, didn't you? That's 2 failures, 1 success. Awesome. Oh, we enter a room.
It doesn't want to do that. It doesn't know that yet, but...
It enters the room. It pulls out so it runs in here after getting scorched and seeing like the bug guts. As it comes in, it slams to the left and it whips out its sword and bears it down.
Get an attack of opportunity?
Yeah, go ahead, Tall.
I mean, just because it,
Yeah, you're good. No, you 100% do. Go ahead.
Stab him in the face.
Nice.
That's not his face. That's his foot.
Jeez.
As you bear down with that 5 or the 2, he as you go to swing at him is when he lunges left and goes into the bookcase with his weapon drawn.
Isn't Jocasta like 100 feet up in the air?
Jocasta, yeah, this won't hit Jocasta. Jocasta, when this hits you, I'll just be taking it. I'll just be taking it back.
Okay.
And he.
Fuck you.
Burning hands, both Johanna and Pavoni. I'm not Pavoni, Cleric.
What am I waiting on before it'll let me? What is?
Dexterity saving throw. What does it say to you?
The automation's not happening.
Oh, is it not?
I think it's because Aiolos should have the prompt because he's in the way, so Aiolos has to hit the X button before it'll resolve, I think.
Oh.
And I have no idea.
Then just do me a favor. Yeah, you two just
I know.
Just hit the button.
Oh, wait,
somebody,
no, there it is. It was
somebody
Celic.
had to.
Celic.
It was, so I had to switch over to him. We're gonna undo you. So yeah, as he comes in, Cleric gets singed again, and he looks at you, Pavoni, and goes, "I thought you had my back, brother!"
I was aiming for him, but I couldn't hit him. I do have your back.
Awesome. Johanna, it's your turn.
This is gonna be fun. All right, and by fun, I mean I'm about to do something that'll make me feel a little bit better, but it won't accomplish much. So, now I'm gonna stand up, start singing. I don't think there's actually no value in singing. Damn it, because Pain's dead. There's no value in singing because that guy's not gonna live. That's the end statement of this turn.
Yeah.
Then I'm gonna walk over, carry yourself over slightly, look at Cleric, look a bit scared, obviously, which I guess Pavoni facing this direction might pick up on, is thank you. And just thank the bird because she is currently alive. And then she's going to turn and look at this ant dude.
Hold on.
Yes.
Do you think Cleric?
Yeah, she thanks Cleric.
He looks at you and he like squints. Why do you thank me? Thank me for what?
I was gonna look away primarily because I really just want. I'm just gonna be blunt. That thing's dead. I'm casting magic missile on the one guy with all my magic missiles.
You're fine.
So
go ahead.
He's dead now.
Nice.
Oh shit! You fixed it. Awesome.
Yeah, I fixed it. I did give you the single and the multi, right?
I don't have multi. Still, I don't understand why. I have no idea what happened to the multi.
Okay, I can get back to you. It's not a problem. So yeah, as you sit there and you do your magic missile on the single target, he go, and his guts go everywhere, and the rest of his carcass falls limp down to the ground. As you look back at Cleric to answer his question, I guess.
I have to keep going out there. I don't know if you heard that is the problem.
No, what did you say?
I think you didn't have to keep going out there.
No, that's about it.
Well, yes, but no one's ever thanked me for it before. Hell, my own brother doesn't thank me for when I do things for him.
Yeah, you're right. I don't. I should get better about it.
That is an auto success.
Neat.
You have 2 and 2.
Neat.
Good job, Johanna.
Also neat. Less neat. Johanna doesn't know what the situation is outside the door, so Johanna's gonna walk to the door.
Johanna, wait!
Stand at the door.
Huh? There's still 4 out there, and more than likely they're gonna shoot rays at you when you walk through that door.
If I can look out, I could hit them next in a moment, but anyway, Johanna's gonna stop outside the door. Or inside the door. Next to the door.
Okay.
The doorway, stop at door.
Yeah, you're fine. They can't see you. Jocasta, you are 100 feet in the air. You just saw a bunch of blood guts. You are hearing Pavoni have the same conversation with his brother that you had with your brother. Johanna seems to be up and 100% back to her old ways.
That's
and
good.
maybe even a little nicer. Maybe is the wrong
you,
word.
Yeah.
I said nicer as in like question mark, as I don't know. I don't believe that's the right word, but it's the closest thing that I had to the right word.
Pavoni, did you see where Bell ended up?
I saw him on the ground, but I couldn't reach him. I had to get Cleric out of the room first.
Jocasta's pulling at her hair. Johanna, do you have any healing spells left with you?
Johanna heals?
Regardless, I'm going back in there for Bell.
Same. She's going to drop down to about 5 feet above the ground.
Yep.
Is she able? Is there any light coming in from the other room?
Nope. The only light is Pavoni. You can't. You'll remember the last time you went in there. You can't. You have a hard time seeing in the dark.
The gems, where did they end up falling?
They're like right outside the door.
So this is like a
Well,
variety of gems, like
I can't
diamonds,
ping on the map, but they're literally 2 squares south of Johanna.
Yeah, they're
Okay.
they're like right here. But
So
go ahead, Tall.
Pavoni's-
Hold on.
Pavoni's
What,
like-
Tall?
Yeah, before you head out, if you're gonna swing by Tall's, within 5 feet, she'll reach out and she'll be like, wait here, I borrowed this from you to help save you, and she hands you back the ointment.
Oh, sweet. Okay, maybe we can still help him out. So, am I able to see any sort of like maybe an onyx piece in the pile of jewels?
I mean, it's dark.
Can you see what?
Like an onyx piece?
What are you trying to do?
Presumably, like there's not a whole lot of entertainments that Jocasta back in her farm life would have had like knowledge of books, poems, myths, and legends, and maybe she might be aware of the god of the undead or the dying. Not Alexandra, but
you would see within those gemstones a variety of each of the 12.
Will she be able to like pocket them as she flies through?
She would 100% steal them.
Well, not like steal, just hold them.
Oh yeah, but
Jocasta stealing again.
yeah.
Jocasta, we need to do something about your sticky fingers.
Yeah,
Look
my
at
bad.
Tal being an upstanding member of society.
She's also going to take her bonus action to cast Mantle of Inspiration. Okay, well, maybe there's still hope and we can still get Belle back up with the rest of us.
So you want to tell them what your Mantle of Inspiration does?
It's grant as a bonus action. I can use 1 point of Bardic Inspiration to grant 5 temporary HP to up to 3 creatures I can see, and I can see within 60 feet. And each of those creatures can use can immediately use their reactions to move up to their speed without provoking an attack of opportunity.
So as of right now, which 3 of them did you pick?
Johanna, Tal, and Pavoni.
Johanna, Tall, and Pavoni.
I would recommend picking yourself over me since you're closer to the door.
I don't know if he can.
It says
Hold out your arm in front of you.
Oh, you
Hold
can.
out your arm in front of you.
Yeah, pick
you
up
can
the
see
3
yourself.
creatures you can see. You count as a creature.
But can you see yourself?
Well, the question
Yes,
is it's like Bardic Inspiration. You can't Bardic Inspiration yourself.
Oh.
That's the reason why I wonder about it.
Mm-hmm.
But we'll roll it as sure you could do it on yourself this time, and I'll look it up later.
Okay.
I'll rule check that for you for later knowledge.
Thank you.
So that's one more.
So basically, the 3 people, all 3 of you can use, as of right now, not on your turn, can use your movement. All right, Johanna, as you, my bad, Jocasta, as you fly through the door, you look out into the vast waste and you just see guts and gore, but only out just a little bit, as it's pitch black in the room.
Ooh, smells like iron in here.
All right. The answer is you can target yourself as long as you yourself are not blind or invisible.
Awesome.
Alright, so I think that's my action right there. Move, bonus, I'll go ahead and use my action to, use bonus, Bardic Inspiration on Johanna.
All right.
Sick.
So, Mantle of Inspiration, you 3 can move up to your movement speed, right?
Just freaking goddamn it.
Every time.
It's okay, in my defense, it's been a while.
That's so fucking good every time.
And it's a 1. Fantastic.
Awesome. You have an additional 1 on whatever.
Wait, I also have temp HP now, don't I?
Yes.
Yes, because of
The
Mantle
3 of you, if you double click on your character sheet, you'll see your health point total, and underneath it says plus temp. You can just add your temp, and on your little bar, you'll see a little bit of blue go over your health bar. That is
I
the
keep
temp.
forgetting Jocasta somehow has less HP than the wizard.
It's because of the 9 constitution.
Why are you like this, Aiolos?
It's fine. And for any rules layers out there, yes, I am aware that it's 2 bonus actions, but they didn't use an action you can use. In my world, you can use an action as a bonus action. It is fine.
Yay.
Ah,
And there was much rejoicing.
And there was much to rejoice.
Yay.
Also, I'm pretty sure using our movement speed would be a terrible idea.
Well, it doesn't provoke opportunity attacks.
Yeah,
which
but
reactions
ready
count as
actions on
Aren't
ready actions on
opportunity.
opportunity attacks.
Ah, gotcha.
Anything else, Jocasta?
I think that's it.
Johanna or Tal, would you like to move?
I think yes.
You have 40 movement
Johanna's not
speed. Johanna has 30, so you guys can move up to your movement. But this will take your reaction. But that's fine, because what the fuck else are you gonna do with it?
What the fuck else are we doing
Alright,
for our
so
turns?
5,
But it is a great get out of jail free card.
It is.
15. What? Oh,
Ah.
Tall as you walk
Damn.
into the room
I would also
For
like
the
to note this is literally the worst time to do this.
for the first
Oh, wow.
time.
Yep.
Technically, this is the best time to do this,
No.
since you're
No.
all reasonably alive.
The
Yeah.
best time would have been on Tall's turn.
Yeah, because as it is, they will refresh their reactions in about 10 seconds.
There's also that. So Tall,
yeah.
they started blasting.
Okay.
We're gonna start with the good old paralyzation, which is a DC 13 con. Awesome.
Nope.
You're paralyzed. Then we're gonna make a a warding ray for you, which is a con, and it's not at disadvantage because that's not how that works. And make me a
Give me
constitution.
2 times. Yeah.
Awesome. So as you walk in, your entire body goes stun, and this other ray like wraps its head like around your eyes and burns them a little with necrotic damage. And as it does it, you drop concentration on Ether Skip.
Awesome.
You would think. Fear Ray. It's a Wisdom DC 13. You succeeded. You're not feared. Awesome. Confusion Ray. DC 13 Wisdom. You are confused.
Well, it's a good thing she's also paralyzed and can't do anything.
You oughta, yeah, you can literally. So everyone else just sees her like she walks in and just immediately goes frozen. We're gonna move on to the next thing. If you wouldn't mind, just put those conditions on yourself. It's just confusion and stun for me, okay? And you can remake these at the end of your turn, both of them.
Okay.
At the end of your next turn. They're gonna ready some attacks. Tall, go ahead and make me another DC 13 Wisdom save for confusion. Your turn's next.
I was still trying to.
I know.
still trying to keep the
let's
thing
just go
on.
ahead. So you get one more. So go ahead and do one for confusion.
Oh, also game
and
is
then,
paused.
go ahead and do. So you're still confused. Paralyzation, which is a con save, DC 13. So you just do a con save.
You're not
Awesome.
paralyzed, but
You're
you're
not
confused.
You're not paralyzed, but you're confused, and it's the end of your turn. So you can go ahead and throw that on there. Just throw the confusion for me. Z.
Okay.
I hate it here.
Hey.
A bonus action cry.
Awesome.
Z, covered in blood, guts, and gore, crawls over the General Pain here with a pipe in her mouth and...
Oh, yeah. So what you see at the beginning of your turn, what you basically see is you saw 2 beams of Scorching Ray, which you know from Pavoni, just come and annihilate this thing. You know, like in Star Wars when it's just like all the blasters going off? That's what you see. But also, as the body disintegrates, you see that the armor he's wearing literally eats him. And all that is left in this hallway is a suit of armor, a sword, and a shield. The suit of armor, Pavoni, give me a perception check on that again, which
Sure.
is a DC 12. Actually, you don't have to give me perception. Give me, well, you know, we'll take that roll for a 14 because it would have been insight anyways. As you're looking at this armor in the light now for once, and the shield, they both resemble the exact armor that you remember the last vision you had of the winged bird in the skies before you got the Seek Stone spell? He was wearing this armor. This is the symbol that you have upon you as well.
The ant?
Yes. Technically, the ant's not wearing it anymore, but the bird that you saw in your vision was wearing this armor and had this shield.
Huh.
Free shit.
Does that mean anything?
Free shit.
Have you been paying attention?
Yes.
Then yes.
Free shit.
What?
What?
What do you keep saying?
Free shit.
It's free real estate.
Pavoni looks
it
concerned,
is
but he
free
needs
shit.
time to investigate it in a bit.
All right. What's up, Meep?
Anyway,
What did you do?
sorry, I was trying to tab over. Z's like, she's crawling over the armor and she's like, "Hey, Pavoni." And she's got her pipe in her mouth. She's all covered in
Hey, Z.
guts. And she's
Pavoni's
gonna
also covered in guts.
She's gonna skip right past him.
You look like hell.
I have seen better days.
I've seen better days.
No.
You wanna
You can't go
Okay,
through
Pavoni
walls.
holding up
You'll
the
have to
sensor.
go out and then down.
stick around for a smoke break? Just holding up the sensor.
He is smoke on the run. Let's go.
You'll have to back up if you want some of his healing from the smoking. You'll have
No,
to
she'll
like.
be in range.
Is that okay? Oh yeah, she
She
will
should
be.
be in range.
She's just gonna ready her action if something comes to the door because she can't see anything. So
Awesome.
I'm assuming there's something nasty on the other side. I'm glad to see you guys are alive, though.
Feelings mutual.
It is nice to see you too. My brother is being a parasite once again.
I mean, at least he's alive, though. It's good to see you too, Zelig.
It's good to see you, Miss Z. A pleasure as always.
Well, gather around. We'll close some wounds.
It is. Are you ending your turn, Z?
Yeah, I'm just gonna ready my action if something comes to the door.
Awesome. To Sully, boys. You are at 2 and 2. This will be the last bit of conversation between the two of you. As we put back on the sad music. He looks at you
Can I
and
give him
goes,
my inspiration?
I mean, anyone can give him the help action by helping him in this conversation, which your help actually resulted in just a straight up positive.
No, I mean, can I just give llamas my inspiration?
Oh, negative.
Damn.
He looks at you and goes, so tell me, for real, brother. Honestly, between two birds, two selfish, dirty fucking birds that came from the same hovel. Why are you so different now? Is your life truly better than what it was? And what is it that you fight for? As he pokes you in the chest as he says it.
As cliche as it may sound, I'm fighting for a family. And not one of kin or blood, but one that was adopted on the road. And it took me a long time to see it, and that boy out there, he points through the door. I take responsibility for him, and I see him almost like a son. And as mother said, that's what family does.
Oh, with the 17! As you mention family and Belle, whom he's also seen die, and you invoke the name of your mother. He looks at you and goes, and his eyes shift from that red hue to a white, and he closes his book for the first time. He puts down his quill, and he goes, brother, I could respect that.
Well, that's all I can ask of you.
I think that our time together, I can see why you call these people family. They have been nothing but nice and hospitable. And
Sometimes
I believe...
I feel like I don't deserve it.
Oh, I know you don't deserve it.
Yeah, you're probably right.
But I don't deserve their kindness either. And I feel myself starting to change ever since I've met them. And he looks at Z and Johanna. I could see why you would want to give your life in the pursuit of making sure they were safe. There is something here worth saving. And something here worth fighting for.
On that, you do speak the truth.
And you see him go up to his neck with his talon, and there's a symbol of his god Portashar there, and he grabs it and he snatches it off, clink, the necklace, and he throws it down along the books, and he goes, I don't believe I'll be needing that anymore.
Oh, Pavoni pats Zelek on the shoulder. Stick around, you may make out a few 1,000 gold richer.
I just changed my whole outlook on life. Don't tempt me back, brother. I mean, you know, we could be different, but I think that we could look. We can still have money. I don't know. We don't have to be poor and happy.
Oh no, you are correct. We can be wealthy and happy.
Oh, wonderful, brother. All right, that's Selik's. That's Selik's turn. Actually, can he do anything? Shit. He can't really do anything besides lick his fucking wounds. Oh, actually, there is. Can he do that? Can he give that to Jocasta? Does he have that ability? You see him go, well, I might not have a lot of spunk left in me, but I can do this. And he reaches down and he picks up a couple of pieces of paper. And he casts a spell on them, and the spell that he cast upon them is light as they go bright. Not on tall. Well, don't worry about this tall. It doesn't matter.
Okay.
He grabs the light, and as he does, excuse me, Miss Z. He throws it into the room. Which I'm just going to use Johanna Ring's light spell for this.
Yay!
Yay!
I can see more of the room now.
Yeah, so
before you finish up, step back into the sensor fog.
I plan on it, brother. I'm actually. What the fuck? He only has 1 HP. Why does he only have 1 HP? Shouldn't he have
He
more
took
HP?
burning hands for 7.
Oh, right.
Oh, that's right. That's right. He did. He took quite a bit of a hit.
As he casts the light in the room, Z's eyes well up a little bit.
I can see. I can fight.
He looks down and goes,
I can smite.
I might not be as powerful as all of you, but there's at least a little bit that I can do to help out.
It's more than anybody else is giving
Wait, shit,
me.
damn it.
Thank you.
Thank you for helping this old bird turn over a new feather.
Feathers are
Mark,
cute
you're
too.
only 12 minutes older than me.
Pavoni, shut up and let me have my moment. Why do you always have to ruin everything? Mother always said that you were a...
Don't make me make you hug.
The character development.
Yeah, Pavoni looks at Selleck, opens his beak, and for the first time shuts up.
Z slow blinks at Pavoni.
It's the beginning of your turn. Let your sensor go off, yeah?
Yep.
Censorship.
Nice. That's a D4. Everyone heals. Everyone's a little better.
Now I'm going to do something stupid for everybody else. Clear the way.
Oh,
Pavoni
do
is
me a
going to
favor,
run into the room.
Pavoni. Make
Yes?
me an insight check on you before you start doing that. On your actually, this is a history.
History. 1 moment.
Mother always said you were.
That's a 9.
It's a low history. It's your own history. It's fine. It was like a 5. It was super easy. You remembered as you're standing here and as you're like looking around and all this fighting and the symbols upon everything, as you just remembered him, the map that you have had since you were a young bird, it's indistinguishable, but you do
indecipherable.
But you remember there being a symbol upon it. And the symbol, there was one symbol up at the top right, and the symbol upon it was a symbol of an ant.
Yep. Thomas is putting 2 and 2 together. Pavoni is just looking at the armor and the shield.
Mm-hmm.
I have an idea, but I don't think I can don armor.
What is...
Selleck, hold this.
Oh, brother, before you do anything brash, what is your idea? Talk with me. We're supposed to be comrades. Don't go off by yourself anymore.
I'm thinking General Payne shield here may provide us some protection.
Shields are nice.
What I would like is a map of this place, as it seems like there's false walls everywhere.
Pavoni thinks for a moment, looks in, opens his map that he has.
As you open your map, a little bit of the Queen's goo from the ceiling drops upon it. Just like, so you open it and it's indecipherable, indistinguishable. It's just something that you've kind of kept on to all these years. And as this goo just
I got it from my brother Zeed.
Yeah, you got it from your brother who is a you got it from your brother who is a smuggler. And
well, the sister was the smuggler. The brother owns the brewery.
I hate your family.
But he got it from her.
As this goo drops upon the map, you see that the letters and the images start to change. And as you take your finger and like wipe it on, you can see clearly a map of this entire area before the walls had come up. Before the new walls, and you can see the chamber and then all the rooms leading into that treasury. You can see that big room where you had your guys' first fight and the barracks that are back there. And you can see as you're going down that there is a room. There are more than one way to get into the Queen's room. There's actually a hallway behind that giant pillar where the Queen would ascend and descend to go back. There's a way behind these guys.
Pavoni is just staring at the paper. Selleck, you know that map I got from Rula?
The useless one that I told you to throw away years ago?
Look at this. Pavoni shows him the goo map.
What was our brother doing with a map of this place?
I don't know.
I think we have questions for him when we get back home.
Yeah, you and me both. Alright, here's what we're gonna do. We got to get Belle back, and then we try to get behind those guys. Or we can just go through them.
From what I can see here, if we go behind them, we may be able to hide without their sight. We may be able to even get the jump upon them. Maybe if we get your friend Belle, because there's only 4 of them, there are 6 of us. They can shoot us all at the same time. If we can rush in there, grab him, pull him, maybe stabilize him or something. I do not know his current situation. But if everything were to calm down, it did not seem like those creatures were provoked until something had come close enough. Maybe, perhaps they're not like the rest of these. They seem to act as sentinels. They do not
you and I
move.
have the same thought.
Yes.
Oh, was that saying birds of a feather?
Oh, we flock together, brother. Nothing can beat the Rasak brothers.
Well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to... Belle is by the door.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to head there, see if I can pose a bit of a distraction. You help drag everybody back in through this door. Don't worry, I'm hardy enough to take a hit.
Should I put on the armor or leave it for you?
Leave it for now. It seemed to consume his flesh, so we don't want to chance it right now.
Ah. All right. Do what you must. I will handle it here. All of you,
right.
Here. Come back. Come back. Let my dumb brother take handle of this. Let him protect you.
Stop yelling in my ear, please.
Oh, I'm
What?
sorry. I'm so sorry, Miss C. Would you...
I'll duck.
Why don't you have a seat? We can get you some rations. You don't look healthy.
I'm a lot better than I have been.
Well, I'm glad to hear that.
It was a little rough there for a second, but thank you.
All right. Pavoni is going to double move.
Okay.
Pavoni, I still got casting a fog cloud I was thinking of dropping down over there. Are you sure you just want to walk in before that?
He could hide your entrance.
Wait,
You know
what are we
what? Let's
doing?
do that. I'm using all my movement to get under Jocasta.
Okay. You are under Jocasta. Perfect.
Yep.
Now yeet her.
Johanna, what will you do?
So, I have a question, because you didn't... I'm sorry, that's the giant orange AFK showing up in front of me.
Yeah, that's not yours. That's his. I just wanted to use yours was
I
readily
know.
available.
No, it's just that it's right in front of me, so or rather, I'm looking at it.
Mm-hmm.
Real quick, because you didn't mention it, did they ready an action?
They sure did.
Okay, then. This is, this complicates things a little bit. Because I'm not going out there, because passing this, that's like...
4 of them. That's a lot.
That's like a 4 to 5% chance of passing all 4. So, no. Not with my luck. In fact, just to establish my luck, he's a random d20. Fuck you, that's the best roll I've had all
17!
night.
Let's go! You got this! Go out there!
No. No, fuck you. I'm not being tricked.
I'm not gonna be goaded.
Actually, I have a decent idea. Would it cost me an action to, like, pick up and toss a book up in the air slightly? Or actually...
Yeah, you could free action that. That's fine. You can just do that.
Yeah, okay. And, is the doorway being blocked because, Jocasta and Pavoni are both in it?
Yeah, I mean, you could throw it. You could, like, literally step into Pavoni's area and throw a book if you'd like.
Yeah, I wanna do that. Yeah, I just wanna throw a book out there, see what happens.
Okay. As you grab a book off the ground and you throw it, you see just one of them, like, look at it, and one of the rays go off, but none of the other ones do.
Well, shit. Although, was it throwing my action, or was that still part of item use?
It's just item use.
Although, it would be exceptionally stupid to do so, but, you know, there is a spell called Catapult.
There is.
It's a terrible... Is there anything on the ground in front of me, actually? Or in front of Hal?
Jewels.
Yeah, sure. Oh, yeah, there's plenty of jewels everywhere.
Is there a minimum on this?
On the jewels?
No, on the weight. It has to be at least 1 pound.
You could shoot a book out. You could find a 1 pound book, right?
Actually, I just threw the book, didn't I?
Yeah, you just threw a book.
Would the book be in my line of sight?
Yeah.
No, it's probably within the range of Catapult, because Catapult has a very large area of effect. 60 feet, yeah, that's 60 feet. And then launching to 90 feet in a direction I choose. So I could just I could cast Catapult on the same book that was just thrown out and just launch it, like, in the vague direction of their hive.
For that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you out here.
So I can target one of them so I can cast a spell?
You're going to target one of them, and it's going to be at disadvantage since you can't see them.
It doesn't matter, I get to cast my Catapult.
You do get to cast your Catapult. Go ahead.
Oh wait, no, it's not because it's a save. So would it...
Yeah, as you threw it, one of the pharaohs moves and dodges. I'm going to put you back. It is a save.
That was fun.
That was fun. Look, you got to use Catapult. You got to throw an attack.
Finally.
Awesome. Anything else?
I have no reason to use Blade Song, and I hate it.
Awesome. Jocasta, you are 100 feet in the air.
Okay, Pavoni. Yeah, you're by far the wisest person I think I
Actually,
know
my bad. You came down. You're only 5 foot, but you're good. Go ahead.
Yep.
Okay. Should I try and squeeze the spell from here, or just make a lunge for it forward?
See if you can block vision.
Block vision. I think I should. Well, like I think I have vision. About right here, this square, more or less.
if I will tell you this, if you move out of that square, you're going to get hit
Right.
by
that's what I
3.
figured. Mhm.
And you don't do that because it's their turn next.
Yep.
So if
Fog
you would like to, but you can target quite a bit of area, and fog cloud's
Right.
pretty large.
Where's he go? There we go.
Is Fog Cloud total concealment?
Yes, it blocks
Yep.
all vision.
In and out.
I'd at least
Awesome.
drop it over
So
there.
yeah, you dropped your fog cloud, which is heavily obscures the area. Basically, think of it as a smoke bomb, and it is completely covering you. Since it is a radius, I believe it's a dome.
Yes.
Yeah,
It goes
it's
20 feet
20
up in
foot.
the air.
Yeah.
nice.
I will remind people that they are. Yeah, no, you're good. They're like 50 feet up in the air, looking down. You should be all right. I'll roll for it.
And next action to move into the room and see if we can locate Belle.
Yeah, you can just walk past. Yeah.
I really need to be able to get in front of them because I can hit them, and I can definitely hit them.
If I
mean-
put him on the ground, would I need to roll some sort of check to see if I see his general outline?
We're gonna go. Yeah, just go ahead and give me a general perception check. DC 12.
Perception.
Since you're hunting for your friend. Yeah, 19. Perfect. Yeah. So you walk into that cloud, and as the lights going off, you can see his vague silhouette. And as you touch him, you find him upon the ground.
Belle. She's gonna try and see if he's breathing and shaking him a little. Would I be able to use an not an action, but to drop that ointment on him?
You will, but I will go ahead and inform you that he is dead, and using this upon a person that is dead will have 0 effect, but it will use a use of your ointment.
Gotcha. Does Jocasta know he's dead?
Do me a medicine check, free of charge. Yeah, medicine check of 19. As you grab him and you like put your hand like around his neck, you don't feel a pulse.
First Cosma, now Belle. Alexander, who else are you gonna take?
Did you scoop up
No,
that
it's fine.
onyx?
A handful of gems, yeah.
Okay. You have a diamond in all that?
I assume so. I'm assuming there was a
You
sort
said
of,
there was a assortment of everything.
Yeah. Roll me D20 DC 12, and let's see if you picked up a diamond as you asked her that. Where's Driz when I need her? So think about this, but in Alexandra's voice as it whispers into your head. She says, I do not take, but I merely recover.
She's going to paw at the onyx that she's holding
Okay.
and call out to where'd you go? Oh. It's not the right one. Oh. Skitari,
Yeah.
do you also recover?
Roll me a religion check. Wait, hold on. Do you have a mirror on you?
I have the mirror from behind my head, behind whatchamacallit mirror.
Awesome. That's going to lower your DC a little bit. Give me a
Behind the
religion.
mirror.
Yeah, it's a DC 18 to call upon a god to talk to. A religion of 4 is not sufficient to get him to answer you.
You're on hold.
Yeah, Jocasta just crying right now. It's a free action, I think.
Yeah, you can cry all you like.
Reaction crying has been Z's thing.
Oh. So, where are you keeping them? I'm assuming Alexander's still on the line.
She does not answer. Oh, actually, Dio answers. As you say that, he goes, she said that she was going to keep them at her Crystal Palace?
And what? And where's that at?
I think it's in the Altair?
Altair. Does Jocasta know what that is?
You've been there.
That's the essence of magic and dreams.
Oh.
She says that the worthy ones and the ones that she doesn't want their souls wiped by Mildred, that she keeps in her Crystal Palace. She keeps the souls of many people. She said that's where she got all of your souls from when she put them into your body. You have the essence of your predecessors.
So he's not gone just yet. Right? That's what you're saying, isn't it?
What the fuck I know? I'm just telling you what she told me. Look, she took the broom, she took the soul of that, she came in for Cosma, I was there, and I said, hey, can I have that broom? And in exchange, she said yeah, so she took me from you, she gave me to the broom, and Cosma said, well, if you're not coming with me, and I can't have your hair, and I can't have the broom's hair, then you gotta help out Jocasta. And I said, well, I was planning on doing that anyways, Bob.
I think that's the end of her turn.
Also, this was all coming out of a speaker, so you all heard this. This was not a quiet conversation. All right, ready. Tall. You are stunned. Confused, my bad.
I'm confused.
You are confused. I am going to roll so we all can remember what the confusing thing is. And I can reread confusion condition.
Isn't confusion attack a random creature?
Yeah, I popped it out, yeah.
If you
The target can't move, uses its action to make a melee or ranged attack against a randomly determined creature within range.
There's only one.
Yeah, if the target can't attack, it does nothing.
Go ahead and attack Pavoni.
What weapon does she have currently?
She currently has out a Shatter Spike, which does additional fire damage. But you have to remember that she is a rogue with swashbuckler feats.
Bad dog.
And one of her allies is standing next to her target.
All right, so I'm targeting Pavoni, you say?
Yeah, and you have advantage with sneak attack.
But you don't have to do sneak attack.
Technically, she wouldn't have advantage because Johanna would be considered a hostile creature.
Yeah, also, you don't have
Johanna
to do
would not.
sneak attack.
Actually, none of you would be considered a hostile creature. You're just the one that she's attacking.
It's true.
It doesn't have an effect on us, though.
I don't think it would use sneak attack.
It doesn't. Sneak attack is a choose to use skill.
Regardless, that misses me.
Ooh.
Oh, awesome.
Good.
All right, anything else?
Well, I can't move. I can't do anything else. Can I try to get unconfused?
Yes. You can go ahead and roll me that wisdom save.
Oh wait, no, it just says until the end of its next turn.
Oh, is that what the super
It does
thing
say
says?
that, the first sentence.
Oh, awesome. Then that one's not
Oh,
a
nice.
reoccurring. Oh, you're good to go
All right,
then.
good.
Oh, actually, you know what? We can take back the
Yeah.
Shatter Spike. You're good to go.
Oh, none of that happened. Everyone look away.
Yeah,
Because
you
she
have
was confused while stunned.
Yeah, you have like a whole
that's
ass
the
turn.
end of. But that was the.
Go ahead.
That now this is the end of my turn though.
That was no.
No.
You've already had that. Remember, you were paralyzed and confused. And at the end of your last turn, you had to
cool.
roll to get your paralyzation away.
Which would have
Right.
taken the confusion away.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're
Cool.
not stunned.
Then come on, let's undo.
So you actually
the
get your
thing.
turn to do what you wanted to
There
do.
we
Yeah, you're good to go. Go ahead.
But they are still holding their actions, right? Oh,
However,
but the
if
fog.
you trigger
Yeah,
their
fog.
actions this time,
fog. All right. So I'm gonna step up 10 feet. I'm gonna grab Belle.
You hit your head on a floating board since you're tall as fuck.
Boo.
It doesn't do any damage.
Okay,
I'm just letting you know,
ow.
like as you walk into the fog and you can't see shit, you like hit the back of your
Yeah.
head a little bit on a fucking board, and as you look up, it's just like a giant golden surfboard floating in the air.
But now I knew where Belle was before the
That
fog
doesn't
went
matter.
down. So
That matters.
no,
not.
but I'm saying there's no like I can still know where he was and grab him, right?
Yeah.
Like I don't
Yeah,
have
that's
to
fine.
roll to find him or anything.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry. My
So-
bad. I was just letting you know that as you walked in there, you basically hit your head
That's
on
fine.
Jocasta's board. My bad.
Yeah.
I thought
Well,
you might want to know that.
Wow. Yeah, I'm like, I don't remember anything being there. And but you know, I just kind of shrug it off. I stoop a little. I grab hold of Belle, and still stooping, I move back. So let's see. So that was 10 feet. That's another 10. So that's 20 feet, and I've got 40 feet of movement. So I grab Belle and I move in here. So that's 30, 40. So Belle should be with me. Yes? Or no?
All right. I'll bring him in there.
Yeah. And I am not going to end my turn because you'll do it.
All right, Z.
What the fuck, guys? You didn't tell me someone died. I mean, I kind of thought all of you were dead, but
No?
Z's gonna poke Belle. Just make sure he's not sleeping.
I mean, his chest cavity is open.
There's way too much blood.
we can fix
That could
this,
be more
right?
blood.
We can fix this.
We can see he has no heart, right?
Yeah.
Does it matter though? Like
Yes, that explicitly matters.
Z's gonna still say we can fix.
Can we grab the heart of somebody else and shove it in?
Pavoni just looks devastated.
Mad
see,
science.
You see Selleck look at you and go, I have a mending spell.
Do we have something to mend back into it? I can grab that thing's heart over there, but I don't think it'll work the same.
Would he be okay with being part ant? I mean, that seems fine with me. It's better than
Diamonds
being
can fix
dead.
anything, right?
I mean, he won't care, but
Yeah, shove a diamond in there.
That's not what Selleck. That's not what I meant.
I apologize.
Z's gonna like walk over to Belle and like kind of like hug on him, but not too close because she's already covered in slime. And she's gonna like bonus action hand Johanna a potion.
You look like you're hurt.
And she's gonna ready anything if anything comes to the door because she has no clue what's going on still.
Mm-hmm. All right, so that's it.
Yeah. You can hand her one of my potions. I don't know how to do that.
wee.
Oh, who am I handing it to, Johanna?
Eat.
Yeah, she looked the most hurt out of everybody I could see.
All right, I'll hand her one of yours.
I think I have a minor one.
Let's see. I will. You know what? I'll handle that. Doubt you do have one minor. Do me a favor. Johanna, go into yours, change its quantity to 1. Z-File, go into yours, change its quantity to 1. You had 2. I have 1. It's now Selleck's turn. Selleck, my boy, my man, my main man. He looks around and goes, I've got some rations. Can we put that in his chest hole? Does that work? I have a healing potion. What do we do with him?
Unless you have a spare heart in there, I don't think it's gonna work.
No, my brother took the only spare heart we had in the crib.
But maybe he was very sweet earlier.
I know. It was just a jibe. I'm just trying to figure out how to fix this boy, and I do not know how. I've got thaumaturgy. Maybe I can set some firecrackers off in his heart, restart it. Who did you heal?
Oh, I was just clicking into my trying to make it go away. I'm not used to this one yet.
That's fine.
Ignore
And he will do nothing. Pavoni.
Pavoni, just seeing the bloodied Bell get carried on by Tal, grabs all of the gems, jewels, and whatnots, and shotguns them towards Johanna, throwing them into the room in a tizzy and panic. So Johanna's getting.
You're gonna
pelted by
gather
a bunch of-
50,000 worth of gems. That will take your action.
It's 25. Yeah, it's 25.
As many as you
pieces
can.
of items. Yeah.
Yeah, it would still take your action to do so. I just
Yeah,
figured that
that's my action. I'm just shotgunning all of them in a tizzy.
Okay.
Pavoni's yelling, "Look for diamonds! Anything! Something!" Just
Z's
after
getting teary-eyed at Johanna. I'm like, you have the same thing I do. I haven't rested enough.
Johanna's just getting pelted by jewelry as Pavoni
Yeah,
throws
Johanna's
it into the
not
room.
reacting.
Just stand there.
Ears and jewelry.
Yeah. After Pavoni just throws all of them into the room, just kind of shoves past Johanna. Stands over dead body, just looking at the different gemstones and then looking to Bell. Then that is his turn. Diamonds, diamonds, diamonds.
Awesome. Johanna, you gonna do anything?
Yeah, but this is gonna functionally remove me from combat for the rest of this encounter for even bothering with those guys.
Okay.
Johanna's been very unreactive since noticing a very dead body. Johanna's gonna crouch to a knee, put everything else away, and pull out her spell book and turn to a specific page and start readying a ritual that, I'll be honest, I don't even think she can perform. Although she might be able to.
Jeff, can you move the
I'll
corpse
check.
off of me?
Also, can you move the corpse off from me? It's slightly distracting.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Unless there's some copper in what came... Unless I have copper pieces. It doesn't have a price association. It just says copper piece placed on each of the corpse's eyes.
All right. What are you trying to do?
This is ritual casting Gentle Repose. Ritual casting is, what is it, 10 times the time?
Yeah,
It
it's
takes
10
plus
minutes.
10 minutes.
Plus 10 minutes? Yeah. It's almost basically the same thing.
However, you can forego the ritual and use it as a leveled spell.
It's not prepared.
You don't have it prepared.
Yes.
I tell you what.
It's in his spell book, but it's not prepared.
Give me a DC 16 Arcana check, and
It's
I
gotta
will
be
let
10.
you.
I'm a fucking god. Alright, now I'm gonna
You have
that.
inspiration.
Fucking knew it.
Oh my god.
No. You want to know what's worse? I made dice rolls earlier today with the exact same circumstances of I have advantage, and functionally had advantage for this, and I got one higher.
As
I hate this game.
As it is a spell that's not not prepared for the day.
So the next 60 turns is Johanna ritual casting, Gentle Repose.
Gentle Repose. You touch a corpse or other remains for the duration. The target is protected from decay and can't become undead. The spell also effectively extends the time limit on raising the target from the dead. Since days spent under the influence of the spell don't count against the time limit for such as raise dead. Okay.
Yeah.
Jocasta, you were the last one in the room.
Hey, that's me. Everybody back into the room?
Yes.
She's going to weakly cry back out towards the room where she's assumed everybody sort of scuttled off into. So what's the plan, guys? Are you stepping in, or are we closing the door behind this place?
Pavoni does not answer. He is in a tizzy.
Hey, want the two ants? Did both ants die inside?
The only thing left alive is the pharaohs.
No. The one I said the ones inside. The ones that did both of them come inside? The ones that were alive.
And all the ants are dead. All the ants are dead besides the 4 sentries.
Well, I'm asking about the ones that are dead. I don't care about who's alive.
There only one came inside and died.
Oh, okay. Was that the one that
It was the
Hot?
one that you literally just said, "Hey, will you kill for me?"
No,
You
yeah, I
get rid
know.
of the corpse.
I know which one it was. But was it the one that ate the heart?
Yeah, it actually was the one that
Hmm.
ate the heart.
It's still technically there. We just got rid of it because it's annoying to look at.
Yeah. What do you want?
I mean, I can't do anything about it. I'm ritual casting.
The fuck you ask? Okay. Jocasta,
so
what
are
would
you
you?
looking
Jocasta,
for the
can we
heart?
let's finish your Jocasta, let's finish your turn, then we'll go back to Folo's craziness.
Gotcha. She flies back, saying that a corpse was dragged out of the way. I'm assuming if Jocasta reaches down, she wouldn't be able to feel Belle's body.
Yeah, so you felt literally somebody hit their head on your board and then go, "Oh, my bad,"
rear-ended me.
and then
Ow.
just like ran. They didn't say shit to you. They didn't even
No.
make you aware who the fuck they were. They just grabbed Belle and left.
Well, because I didn't know it was her. I just said, "Ow!" I don't remember that being
Wait,
there.
is Belle
and then
technically still
grabbed
invisible?
him and
though?
ran.
No.
Even though
No.
he's dead?
No.
That's what was confusing. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that should
For a
have gone off
second,
at the
for
start
a
of my turn.
second, I thought
You're
that
good.
killed Bella. I don't know why I
No.
thought that.
Yeah, Jocasta would have flown back towards to have a look at the room and ask, "What are you guys doing?"
He's just
Paul
gonna
would yell
point to
out,
Belle.
"Come in, come on in, shut the door."
Move, close door.
Awesome.
Ah, I know.
As you go in and close the door, that's going to effectively end combat. If you'd like me to speed up time so ritual casting can continue and be complete as you guys wait around for 10 minutes as she sits there and mutters and chants over it, we can do that too.
Can I assist her in this since I know this spell?
Did a.
You cannot. A ritual cast is by the caster.
Yep.
Figured it out.
No, you're fine. You're fine.
Also, unfortunately, my strategy has nothing to do with the heart, and Johanna is occupied.
Yep. And Pavoni is just looking for any of the inlays that would have had a diamond in them.
Yeah, you find a
Well,
few diamonds.
Well, Pavoni is holding one, just holding it, pressing it against Belle,
Yeah.
chanting.
You have at least 2 diamonds in there that can be used for the revive spell.
Z's just been
Yeah,
holding
but
Belle's hand.
afterwards,
but if-
Pavoni's just gonna say, "Not strong enough."
You'll see Selleck look and go, "Tom,
if-
why not just put him within your bag of holding?
Wait, what?
I can.
It preserves things. It literally is meant to as a preservation."
You shove bodies in there?
No, people do it all
I
the
guess-
time. When
I guess
someone
you could do that.
when someone dies, you know, if you need a little bit.
Everyone.
Look, I am a lawyer. What I have done several cases where we have had to get bank records from the bags of holdings. They're very sweet people, but people have been known to hold dead corpses within their bags of holding to preserve bodies.
Let
Yes,
me
it's a
put
common
this down.
tactic by Bags Holding Company.
I need to put
But
you
selling.
on reserve as my lawyer.
Oh,
Just reminder.
100%.
But
I
Selleck-
would do it pro bono for you, Miss Z.
He's such a sweetheart.
And he winks.
Can birds wink?
He just
But-
hides.
Mhm.
Yes.
Two
But Selleck,
eyes blinking
said
slowly
you-
and
Ask,
dead.
do
You
birds?
said that you have the mending spell.
Yes, I do have the mending spell. Do you
Mm.
believe that would work?
Well, I'm wondering if we can mend, like if we can take what we can find of Belle's heart from the creature that was eating it, put it, kind of
chopped it.
back in. He started eating it, right? But there's got to be like bits or a part of it or something. And then we put it into Belle, and then he mends the heart, and then
Mending
we can
itself
revivify.
it can be used as a way to repair dismembered
I-
corpses, but it's
I think Pavoni's
I'm-
breaking.
I'm
Do you-
just
do you-
trying
do
to
you need some
think
tea?
outside the box here.
While you all are dealing with this, Max, you still there?
Yeah, I'm there.
Okay,
Boy
good.
didn't
I'm
deserve
there.
this.
He's getting in character.
I'm
again.
there.
So while you guys are all figuring this out, Max is thrusted upon his dream realm. For Max, my bad. For Belle, he's just dreaming. He is sitting within the altar with his counterpart, with his with the friend that he got all the way back in Ligma. A gentleman that asked him to please, a gentleman that went by the name of Belphegor. And they're just kind of like sitting on a hill, and he looks over and he goes, "Are you sure you don't need to go back to your friends? You've been here a while."
You know that little string that you feel connects you back home?
I mean, yeah, I don't have it anymore, but yeah.
Yeah, I don't have it anymore either.
And she hasn't come for you yet?
Who?
Alexandra. She hasn't come for you?
No, I don't think so.
You know her tower's here, right?
Here?
Mm-hmm. It's
Do you
been
think
here.
she could help me get back home?
She usually preserves the souls, but she might help you get back home. I'm more worried why she hasn't come and grabbed you already. That's where she normally stuffs. I'm more worried about why she hasn't came and grabbed me yet. Why am I still? She should have either taken me to Mildred or to her crystal compendium years ago. Well, weeks ago, days ago. But we can't. Alexandra is one of those gods that she schemes more than she lets on. She plans more than the rest of them, but acts less than them, if that makes sense.
Kinda?
I wouldn't worry about it. Let's get back to work and make this place suitable for people to dream again, Belle.
Well, I think I have a lot of time. But... And then he looks off. Just into some random direction. I think I have to go.
Where you? To where?
If this tower can bring me home, maybe I should try.
Would you like me to show you the way?
Could you?
Yeah, I've been there a time or two. Me and Belphegor got in many of troubles entering her, technically her plane of existence.
Do you think we could train on the way?
Yeah, sure. Let's go. We can level you up.
Okay. And he gets up, brushes himself off, looks
And
down at the place where his heart is no longer, and just looks back up and
you guys zoom, and you have that moment like what you had in your dream with him of like the falling into unconsciousness and going into like the different folds within the world. And you guys enter one, and of course training along the way, but time works a little bit differently in the Altair, as you've noticed before. And he stops, and you see off in the distance, with the way that the with the Altair is, you don't know if this thing is like a mile away from you or days, thousands of days away. But you can see it, and it's this giant purple crystal that is in the middle of a vast nothingness with 5 suns that surround it, 3 moons, and debris. And as you look upon the crystal, you can see that there's different like shacks and alcoves and enclaves, and there's different, you can see people there. Even with as far or as close as it is, there is activity upon this crystal that is out in the middle of the Altair. And he stops and he looks at you and goes, "I guess the souls of the damned have been more than lively, and they look like they've grown a bit. Let's see if we can get you back. Ring her bell. She doesn't spend much time here, so it will be something for us to reach her.
So, do we just go in and ask for the manager?
Well, she spends most of her time on the mortal plane. I think we're going to have to cause a ruckus to get her to come home.
Oh. I'm pretty good at that.
he smiles, pats you on the back. By the time I get done training with you, you will be able to destroy a world.
I don't know if I want to go that far.
You'll need to be stronger than that to take on Incubus. And you and him start flying and hurling across the stars into it. Back with this people, with Cleric, and in the living realm. You guys figured out what you want to do yet?
I hate it here. Bonus action crap.
Yeah.
Guys, we still need to clear out those things on the other side of the wall.
I failed him. I swore I would keep him from this, and I couldn't do it. If only I had been a little faster, if the spell had
Kinsey,
taken hold.
Smack Pavoni.
But Shellick will also smack
again.
Pavoni. They
Nice.
both smack.
Like, I'm not very strong, but I'm gonna smack him anyway.
Brother, you did nothing wrong. You were his...
But I could have done more. I swore I
Pavoni, you
would
were in the
protect this
same
boy.
department as me. Shut up.
Yeah, what more could you have done besides sit there and died in
I
his
don't
place?
know.
You are alive and he is dead, and that is the fact. What you have to do now is figure out what you would like to do with his body, who to take it back to, and who to say the respects to. People die all the time, and I know that he is a dear friend, but you have many other people here looking out for you. Do you feel that? He looks
Pavoni's
down
just
at the
looking
ground.
around. What are we trying to feel?
You don't... Do you not feel the ground shaking underneath your talons? And he takes flight a little bit. And he slowly goes back down, only like putting one foot on it.
Pavoni just lightly cradles Belle's body, but he does feel the shaking now. I do.
I figured it was my heart pounding. You guys are scary.
Johanna, is that spell ready? Can we safely carry him with us?
Chef, I don't know the answer to that.
It is
question.
ready.
Oh, excellent. All right, Johanna's gonna clap her hands together, stamp one on the book, and then move it towards the body and slap it around and surround it with magical energy. Full cast of gentle repose.
Boom, 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 boom. He has been gently reposed.
That's an
That
interesting
will
way
preserve
you
him for 10
perform that.
days.
You
And
have
then
to
she
give me
closes-
your notes on the slapping bit.
Then she closes the book.
Pavoni just lightly puts his hand on Belle. Don't worry, Belle. I promise I'll find a way.
Pavoni, get your shit together. We have things to do.
Where's that blasted bug?
Bug? What bug?
For the record, I should probably clarify, she's looking for the bug that the one
Oh.
that died in here.
Oh, yeah. You find it. You find it.
The big
She's
ugly thing.
gonna-
It's in the hallway.
No, it's not.
It-
But
I mean,
but anyways, Johanna's gonna go up to the dead, not missing bug and start pulling away at its chitin. Titan.
it was
Yeah, go ahead and give me a survival check.
it was there.
Oh,
but
can I have the bag of holding?
Oh. Well, I was gonna say, Tal says, but Cleric had a pretty good idea. We could use the bag of holding and
is it double preserve? Is it
Store-
like
store
flash
bell?
frozen?
I know. I have a bags account.
You have a bags
All
account?
right.
Yeah, don't you? The tax office set up one for me.
Oh, would
I
you
look
like me to
I
put my
pay
number?
taxes.
You dirty, dirty girl. Don't say that in front of Pavoni. He takes his former job very seriously.
Pavoni is too hysterical to understand what Z said.
Sorry. We can't shove him in the back. Don't do that.
With the 16, you do find several pieces, probably the entirety of his heart there, Johanna.
Take hot.
It's only in
Minty,
2 pieces.
Take hot to Selleck.
Is this everything for it?
While this is going on, Pavoni wishes to access his bags account to store all the money and see if we can figure out if preserving Belle's body.
Welcome to Bags of Holding.
What a strange day.
Did you pick up all the gems?
Would you like to make a deposit, or would you like to make a withdrawal?
I would like to make a deposit.
Wonderful. Enter your PIN number, please.
And it smiles, and it's 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 on the top.
Can
6,
you
7,
see
8,
the
9,
PIN
10.
number?
Or 6, 7, 8, 9 down at the bottom.
Please give protection from scrying.
Right away, sir.
And you see that the bag itself, like it had extra folds within like the left and right of it, goes and it unfolds like a ship's like a ship letting down its sail all around him.
You are protected from scrying. Best of luck.
Pavoni just enters a number, just hiding his hand. I sent it to you, Chef.
He's gonna try to look anyway.
Are you aware that your account has been overdrawn?
Is he
that's-
snickered?
Which account? Personal or professional?
The one that you've tried to access.
That's the professional account.
I thought you don't work for them anymore.
Display recent transactions.
Displaying.
And as it pops up, you see that there has been a number of kind of weird and shady amounts been taken out of the account, like little small ones, like somebody was picking, and then several large amounts until Bags of Holding cut off all access to it. You are technically about 300 gold in debt as far as your personal account goes. I mean, your
Professional account.
Yeah.
Sending stone to administrator Jacob Bag, great grandson of Eustace Bag. Let him know that.
Fucking hate you.
Sorry, I had to.
Yeah, this is courage. What can I do for you?
I have a issue. Apparently, there is a password leak on several professional accounts of the Aarakocra division of the taxation office. I have an audit log here. I would require investigation into this.
Did you use your scrying like we've always taught yous?
Every time.
All right, send over the audit log. We'll take a look at it.
Appreciated.
Thank you for dealing with the banks. Bye.
And with that, Pavoni swaps to personal account.
Oh. Okay. Here you go.
And it is just the way that you left it.
All right, Pavoni leans out of the scrying shield. Does anyone need to make a safety deposit at the moment? As he's picking up several of the gemstones. We'll divvy this up when we have some spare time. Selleck, I believe you have a claim on this as well as Z, Tal, Johanna, Jocasta.
You did give quite a bit of gems to me. I believe I can trust you, brother. And he like side bird's eye you. Here, throw these in your bags of holding. I will retrieve them when I get back.
Of course.
Are you sure I'm not dead? What the fuck is going on?
Pavoni deposits the gems from the gem card as well as Selleck's holding and makes note of what he's holding on to.
Yep. Sounds good.
Can we safely preserve Bell's body this way as well?
Technically, yeah.
All right, we're going to be carrying Bell around with us.
You see a warning screen comes up before you.
Please don't put organic or decomposing items within here without a strict signatures from your local municipality. You need to have a certificate if you are carrying organic goods in such a manner.
Expedite certificate request.
Well, technically, the kingdom that you're in, they don't have one, so you can't be held against it at your current location as it's pinged.
Well, still, Pavoni is doing this professionally. Labeled corpse has already been preserved with gentle repose magic, no risk of decay, to be used for funeral or resurrection uses depending on what is available.
Awesome. You are good to go.
All right, Pavoni locks, closes account, removes scrying shield.
Wonderful. Anything else?
That's it, and Pavoni gives the bag back to Tom.
Hold on, sir. Can I
Yes.
interest you in taking a short survey?
Sure, send me the survey.
Oh, wonderful.
And you look at the survey and he just goes, were you adequately taken care of on your bags of holding?
Pavoni just goes down the list, marks things, spends a good 3 minutes looking over it.
It's a 5-star review system. It's just like 1, 2, 3, 4,
Yep.
5.
Yep, he's going through it, marks it down, leaves a 5 because he's content at the moment, and faxes it back through the bag.
Thank you, sir. We always appreciate a good 5-star review. Thank you. Once again, I am Mariah. I am glad to serve you. Call upon me anytime. Toodaloo.
Also, can I just say, of course, that's fucking Pavoni's goddamned pin for his personal account.
I'm a shit poster.
Jesus Christ. I was like, of course it is. All right. Max, you can still see, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. What else would you guys like to do before the next bit of fuckery happens?
Well, if we're
I
going
think
back in
we're
the
going
room,
to
we
be
have.
reviewing the map.
As you review the map, I am going to go ahead and with you there, Mr. Pavoni, because I know the areas that you haven't seen yet.
Okey-doke.
I'm just going to clear them up on your own personal vision.
Ah, I see.
Those two. Is there? I think there's another one over here. No, there's
That's a
not another
big
one.
ass room.
No, it's just it's these ones. Those are the ones that you did not. Yeah, those are the ones that you didn't have. You guys cleared everything else out. Oni with the sub. Thank you, Oni. All right. What would you like to do now that you have your clear vision of the map?
Well, it seems like we have a pathway through the wrecked
That doesn't
library.
mean
that
that
will
doesn't
take us
mean
right.
you do it, llamas. Piece of shit. You did this yesterday. You were done.
Hey, shield got some.
I am an agent of chaos.
I see. All right. Continue. What do you want to do?
Well, Pavoni gathering everybody around. Where's Selec's token? Oh, am I on top of it? Yep.
Yeah.
All right. There's a pathway through the library room Z, you and I were in that should take us right on top of the pillar. We do that, we should be able to jump those damned sentinels, and we'll have a clear room.
Wait, there was a library?
The room with all the wrecked books. I assumed it was a library.
Oh,
What should we?
The first room we were in.
it's been a long day.
Should we do anything about that boy's armor?
Oh yes, we should inspect it, see what its uses are. Hold on. How many uses of the sensor would have gone off? Because there were
all of them. If you guys are doing it, so you can just
yeah. So 5. I think I used 5 during the combat, so I should roll 5d4, and that should be everybody's healing.
Yeah, go ahead. Roll that, and then everyone will be able to heal from that. Just roll 5d4. Perfect.
Does that temp HP go away now?
Jocasta, does that temp HP go away?
Good question.
Was it
Let's
10
find
minutes?
out.
Cute.
I think it's 10 minutes it goes away, and 10 minutes was the ritual cast, so it should be gone.
Yeah. So technically, yes.
Is Belle gonna be able to breathe in that bag?
No.
I don't like this.
Above board, corpses don't need to breathe.
I know.
You then hear Celik go, "Don't worry, Miss Z. Corpses actually do best without any air. Not only do they not need to breathe, the oxygen makes them decay faster."
Don't call him a corpse.
I'm sorry, Belle.
I don't like it.
The unconscious one will do better.
He's got a name.
I said Belle, the unconscious one.
No, just Belle.
Belle will do better in the bag, I promise. And then we can find somebody to bring him back. There's plenty of people that know the Revivify spell.
I'm gonna take your word for that. I take promises very seriously.
He has his heart and everything. He should be good to go.
Don't you forget you promised me.
I promised, cross my heart, hope for Pavoni to die.
Thanks, brother. Same to you.
But I will remember.
I just don't be like that.
I'm in jest as well.
So, what do we do? Do we take this armor? Can we wear this armor? What do we? It looks
That guy was really
good.
big.
Well,
I can't
let's,
wear his armor.
Let's Arcana inspect this thing.
Here's the problem. When you're birds like us, any kind of creature that can fly wearing this sort of heavy metal armor, it almost
impedes our movement.
But it did not impede his.
What if someone were to cast fly?
Am I allowed to Arcana check this?
You are 100%. Go ahead and give me as advantage since all the craziness. Awesome. With an 18, you know that you would need the use of the Identify spell in order to fully understand this, but it does look like it is made out of a special material. The special material you have not seen before, but it does seem like it is lightweight, but also very sturdy. The shield, also with that, you can tell, is made of similar material. However, this one seems to have some sort of attraction.
Looks like the shield has a force of attraction upon it. Pavoni just taps on it. Sturdy. But the armor, it's surprisingly lightweight for the amount of protection it offers. And this blade, Pavoni is just two-handed, drags the blade over. What do we know about it? Just a big-ass sword?
It's literally a long sword that he was... It's literally just a long sword.
You could always put it in that bag until we learn exactly what it is, because it seems pretty different.
As you pick it up and kick it around a little bit, there is something that you see on the inside. You see on the inside of the armor like a very light film of skin and veins and pulsing.
I think the armor is alive. Pavoni just shows the veins to the crew.
Eesh, gross. Can we scrape off the inside?
I think that's part of what makes the armor the armor.
Oh. Yeah, it looks uncomfortable.
Well, I would say whoever puts this on is going to be attached to it for a very long time. But I think it may be wise not to don it until we know exactly what we're getting into. We saw that it ate his corpse. Would you agree, Brother Celik?
With that, you also know that it's an AC of 15 plus your dex.
Very sturdy armor.
Highly. He looks at you and goes, I wonder what made that thing so special. It seems almost ancient. No one has worn armor such as this, and since I can remember, this is a very old style, brother.
I just assumed the mushrooms ate him.
Why don't you just leave it here? I don't think you should. I mean, it could grant you a protection, but at what cost? It ended up eating its host. Brother, do you remember when we were in the nest? There was several creatures that would ticks and such that would feed. It was what did Mother call it? And he snaps his fingers. A symbiotic relationship.
Yes, I remember. They grew from the roots.
What if that amber is some sort of like symbiote?
I'd say that makes it only more dangerous.
Are you talking about leeches?
No, that's parasitic.
No.
But close enough, and your staff goes, what we have is a symbiotic relationship, Mistress Z.
It is okay. She's gonna give it a head pat.
Thank you. Okay, well, and as he says that, I need, the first thing I need is a dexterity saving throw from everyone, all of you, even Cleric. As the ground starts to shake and crumble, I should have negated Jocasta from that, because it actually won't affect Jocasta unless Jocasta's off the board. Jocasta, are you off the board? You still riding the board?
Really?
I would still be riding it, but if she stood down, that'd be fine. Still a hand on it, though.
Awesome. Jocasta and Z, you're able to kind of like, Jocasta, you just like kind of like sit back on your board as you feel these trembles, as you feel this happen, as you feel the ground quaking and shaking underneath you, and you then start to all hear it, the cracking of the ground. And
we need to move quickly.
Hold on.
Move where?
Tull and Cleric both fall prone onto the ground as they have failed their dexterity saving throws. The two of them. And the ground starts to open beneath you. What we're going to do now is something that I have been doing quite a bit in Jocasta's games, Aiolos' games, Pathfinder games. We're going to do something that's called just it's a what is that called? It's just a skill challenge. What you guys are going to do? Which I loved it, by the way. I enjoy it so much, I'm going to fucking use it myself. A skill challenge. Basically, you guys have 5 attempts. You guys cannot use any of the same skills, but you have 5 attempts to get away from basically the ground cracking open and sucking you in. With a skill check, I will tell you the skills that you guys can use. You guys could use a weapon skill if you could do it in a fun way, but you can't just say, I want to use an insight check. You would have to tell me what it is you are trying to do to use this insight check. Like you have to describe to me what it is you're trying to do in order to basically justify this. But all of the things that you can do in it is underneath your skills. This is a skill challenge. So all of that, your acrobatics, your animal handling, your arcane, your athletics, your deception, those are all there. The only caveat is not only do you have to tell me what you're doing and kind of justify why you're trying to use it, you can't all use the same one.
Can I just hide in the bag with Belle?
You'll suffocate.
Damn.
So this cracking is coming from the south portion of you where the door is. We will go with Cleric and Tull go last. If anyone else wants to go, you're more than welcome to. You need 3 successes out of these 5 checks.
Are we allowed to do in any order, or do we have soft initiative?
Any. It doesn't matter who goes first.
To avoid falling to the crack?
To avoid the crack, and all in all, you can see as it's cracking, that goo is coming in as well.
Well, 3 of us can fly.
Could
You
use
also
acro-
look up and you see that not only is it from below, it is from above. You may end up in some sort of tidal wave issue as the
where's
door. Who's Arthur?
The broom.
at the broom.
It's Dio. It got destroyed.
Dio got
Dio,
destroyed?
sorry. The I feel like we went over this. It's fine.
We did.
No.
Yeah, I thought so. The
We did.
broom is now been destroyed and is being inhabited by Dio.
Oh, so Jocasta stole my broom. I see how it is.
Yeah, kind of. So not only is like the ground cracking up, but you see like a tidal wave of this goo coming, as something seems to have popped in the main room.
Could
Oh.
I use acrobatics to try and move with Dio towards Tal and sort of like go towards the shelving?
Yeah. By the way, this can help you, or it can help one of your friends get out. It can either be selfish or it can be as a group effort. It does not have to just be, Anyways, go ahead, Jocasta.
Yeah.
21, that succeeds. Tell me what you do.
Hop quickly back to stabilize my Jocasta self onto Dio. And as soon as she sees, the goo begin to like rush forward, she dives down, stoops, tries to reach out to grab a hold of Tal and cries out, "Tal, grab a hold quick!" And try to grab a hold of her. I'm assuming she'll be reaching out with her hands, grab her hands, and fly towards the top end of the shelving.
Awesome. Perfect. Who's next?
I don't know if this works, but I don't know if it's insight or perception to try to guesstimate how the shatter pattern is going to go and help members get ahead of it or away from it.
Oh yeah, go ahead and
That's
give
what I was
me go ahead and give me an investigation.
Investigation, okay. I'm just questioning that. Oh, that's a really bad one for me to try.
You can do perception. I'd be okay with perception on this one.
All right. Doing perception.
A 16. A 16 will get it. Yeah. So as it's cracking like left and right, you can see where it's going, and you're kind of like dodging out of its way, and trying to go down the correct hallway.
Since Cleric is there with me, Pavoni is going to help him up in the path and say, "Cleric, stick to this side. It will spiderweb in that direction next. Try to get ahead of it."
Okay, brother. As he does, as you get him up, he grabs Z by the like shoulder pads, and you both start flying, and he flies with her.
I don't like heights.
We'll stay close to the ground. Just tuck your knees.
Oh.
The only person who is not yet flying is Johanna, and Pavoni just looks square at Johanna.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very fucking mad at Jocasta right now.
I mean, Jocasta grabbed tall.
I didn't even get to
No,
ride it
see?
once, and you stole it from me?
You're stuck with Pavoni.
So that is one. That's two of you. All right.
Let's see.
And we've already expended acrobatics and perception.
Here's a weird question.
Yeah.
Is there anything religion can help us?
Yeah, if you could make a good
Pray to your
enough
God.
state for it.
Wait, I
Through
thought Pavoni
God,
was a
all
cleric.
things are possible.
True.
Since Z is moving farther away from the ground, she kind of wants to see if she can see if what this goo can like do. So she's gonna like maybe pull an Arcana.
Okay.
Like how bad is this goo?
Okay. I don't know if that'll help you escape, but you can surely do that.
Well, I'd like to know if I touch it, it's gonna do to us. You
Yeah.
know.
Go ahead. Roll me an Arcana. It's a DC 16. As you look at it, you're not quite. It's not exactly magical, and you're having a hard time like grasping with it. But it does look sticky.
That's fucking not useful. God damn, I went back on the ground.
Hmm.
Well,
Anything else? Next.
he here.
Well, there goes the Arcana
was
with a
next?
+5.
That is 1, 2. Yep, that's 2 successful. One fails. Who's next?
You said I had to go last,
Tall,
right?
Johanna,
Oh
or
no.
Cleric?
I told Johanna or Celic can go now. It doesn't matter.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say I've been waiting for everybody else to go. So Tall reaches up and tries to grab the broom and Jocasta, and she's she's trying to, as Jocasta's going past her, she's trying to think quick and try to grab not just with one hand but maybe with both. So she's gonna try and use her sleight of hand.
Okay, give me sleight of hand. We're gonna call that a DC 16.
Okay.
Ooh, with an 11, you like reach out and try to get on, and you slip as like you fell down to the ground, and you have all these books underneath you, and you just can't get your footing completely under you.
Anyone have inspiration? Tall?
I don't have inspiration.
Can't fault me for asking.
All right. You know what? We'll leave the last one for Johanna instead of making it literally the last one that fails or succeeds a me roll, because that seems kind of cheap.
It does.
Johanna has inspiration, right?
Johanna does.
Sure.
No, Johanna used it and failed.
Oh, she did. That's right.
I should really lie to take advantage of that memory issue.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Here's an odd thing. Can I do a nature check just to find out what the fuck this shit is? And like how it could be affected by things such as, things that manipulate water?
Yeah, sure. Tell me how you plan on doing this as it's crashing down upon you.
Well, looking at its material, seeing how much of it is liquid, but actually liquid, and then making use of the fact that cantrips are free casting, basically. So
yeah, sure. DC 17, you can see that this is a homogenized liquid.
It's one object.
It is more. It is warm coming from this, and it is thick and sticky. And if it were to swallow you up, you would have a very hard time swimming in it.
If I cast shape water, can I manipulate it in any way?
That would not affect this.
Damn it.
There's not enough water to goop ratio.
So Johanna's gonna look at Pavoni.
Yes.
Squint. But then Tal fails to catch on to the. It's a hoverboard now?
Yeah, basically. Think of Silver Surfer, if you will.
Anyway, Johanna can go assist Tal getting onto it.
Pavoni's carrying Johanna.
No, I didn't. I thought he didn't pick her up.
Their things combined. She just kind of fell, so she fell onto the board, and then he got away. Honestly, right now, Johanna's the only one kind of left behind.
No, Pavoni was taking Johanna with him.
I thought you just stared at her.
No, I was getting ready to pick you up.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, that was a small miscommunication then. Or misunderstanding.
Yep. Yeah,
Okay,
Z is being carried by Selek, Pavoni is carrying Johanna, and Jocasta and Tal are sharing the surfboard.
So what would you like to do to help advance this escape?
I start singing.
Well, isn't that that's 5 checks that we've done.
And nature was just so he can see if he could actually use shape water in a useful way.
I thought that was going to be. I thought that was my check for that.
No, because that's why when I asked what are you finding out what it is does not help you escape this whatsoever. That's why I said you have to tell me a way that this helps you, and that's why when you asked it, I said, how does finding out what this liquid is help? You can know that that's sort of sharp. You can know that thing's going to hurt, but knowing it's not going to help you from not getting your throat slit.
If the answer was I could shape water, I could use the shape water to manipulate.
That's why. I know that's I agree with you. That's why I let you make the nature check, and if you want to shape water later, we could have went with it.
Okay.
That's why I agree.
A book or the door to use that as a surfboard to ride the.
Okay, let's see.
The book.
How can I use history or religion? Those are my best bets as actual rolls.
Pray to a god.
Can I? But Aiolos is kind of like a let it happen asshole type god.
Huh?
Can I just pray to a god and hope they'll help us? Light the way or highlight to us in some manner which way the flow isn't going to go?
Sure. You would like to pray to a god, basically a lower version of augury, right?
Yeah. A
Okay.
bitch version of augury.
What do you say?
Gods above, particularly Iola, please, God, light the way. And I have to be quiet again, so I'm having more trouble.
You're fine. Religion check me.
Yeah, please light the way, please. Don't let the rest of us become corpses. There it is. There was no way I was gonna fucking pass after I got a 17 on the nature.
It was a 12. You had a +5, but you're right. You're right.
You did this to me.
As I made it very clear.
No, you didn't.
What?
Jeff, if it's very clear, how do we misunderstand it?
How did you? No, not how did we? How did you misunderstand it? You misunderstood it by not listening.
Because Llama's also misunderstood it, apparently, because he also thought the nature check was the pass.
No,
Yeah.
I didn't.
No.
Oh, yes, I did. I did.
Oh, well, then I apologize to both of you. As I stated at the beginning of this, you have to give me a reason of how you're helping this escape, this interaction.
It was my bad.
That was the very premise of it, and that's why I said when you asked to make that, how does this help? You figure it out, and I did not get anything. That's literally why I asked these questions.
Although I also know how the material is. I know it's a homogenized liquid. I know how it's fucking moving. Well, how it moves when it's moving. It's clearly some type of liquid, so it is going to the path of least resistance. There's a lot of value in understanding how things work.
Okay, then how do you use that knowledge?
We're trying to escape it. What do you...
That's obvious. How do you use that? You tell me. How do you use that? You gained that knowledge. Now tell me how you use it.
Hold on. We already have the forepath from Pavoni's check, so we could use that to say, hey, we can safely duck through this section or avoid it altogether. Now that we have
Hey, llamas, thank you so much. I do appreciate that. Folo, I would like your answer of how you use
Jeff,
that.
I'm not going to give an answer because it's late. And you're taking on an attitude I don't want to deal with.
That's fine. It's a-okay. With that 17, yeah, you do know a little bit more of what it is, and you realize that your cantrip can't. Unfortunately, the ceiling opens up. You all get swam into it, and the floor literally opens up underneath all of you. You are in a honeycomb, if you will, of just a honeyed mess as you start falling through the sky. All together, all clamped up in this giant liquid. And as you hurl through the sky, you all notice several things. One, the sun is in high noon. The moon is it's almost touching it. It's about halfway through. And you are just falling. And that is where we're going to end it tonight. Thank you guys all for coming. I do appreciate it. And yeah, that's where we're going to end it. Wonderful. You guys survived with only one fatality. Isn't that just fantastic?
Only one fatality.
Cosmos not here either.
2 fatalities.
2 and almost 3.
All right.
It's a sticky mess.
So thank you guys, everyone over on the stream that came in. I appreciate it. Everyone over there, have a good night. Have a good night, Oni, and all the rest of you. Bye, guys.
Good night.